Jose has long been home to one of arena football's top teams. And 2 seasons ago, the SaberCats utilized all their weapons to shoot down the Arizona Rattlers in Arena Bowl 18.
Give me some, baby. Give me some. Give me some. Woo!
The SaberCats claimed a piece of history with their second Arena Bowl title. Now they're determined to return to a place amongst the AFL's elites. Meanwhile, Arizona's AFL roots have grown into a new franchise. An accomplished leader and an electric O specialist are set to step into a new sideline. Danny White and Sia Burley hope to found a new dynasty outside of the desert. The SaberCats are out to extinguish the blaze on opening night next. We come to you tonight from San Jose, California. We are at the HP Pavilion, and this, the 20th opening night for the Arena Football League. And a new franchise, the Utah Blaze, will make a house call tonight on the hometown San Jose SaberCats. And hello again, everybody. I'm Barry Tompkins. You know my partner, Mike Pawlawski. And Mike, it's out with the Rattlers and in with the Blaze, but what's in a name? A lot of familiar faces.
Yeah, exactly. Danny White, Hunky Cooper, Sia Burley, all these ex-Rattlers coming north into Utah. You'd think it's Arizona North. But we talked to Danny, and he told us, building the franchise in Utah, he thinks it's going to be a perfect home.
You know, I think it's a perfect match, really, Mike. It's a football state. It's a football town without any professional football. And if early indications are any indication, I think it's going to go very well. Now, you know, we're all realistic enough to know that at the end of the day, you got to win. And that's the way it should be. So that's now fallen to us to go out on the field and back up what we've claimed.
Well, Danny White, certainly a familiar face around the Arena Football League, and so too is the quarterback of the SaberCats, Mark Grebe, who seems to be poised for a record-breaking season.
Absolutely poised. Familiar, you say, to especially the defensive specialists. They hate playing against this guy. He has every throw. You see him throw the throw behind here to Rodney Wright. He's going to come back, throw the quick pass underneath. He has it all. That's the reason he has 2 championships under his belt. He's looking for another one this season. As good as he is, to put it in perspective, this guy has thrown for almost 13 miles of total yards this year.
That's a lot of distance. Looking for a little bit more this year. Well, the SaberCats won 9 games last year. In their mind, that's not good enough. They're looking for bigger and better this year, and they feel there's no time like the present to get this season started. Kickoff, the Blaze, the Cats, coming up. Welcome you back. Barry Tompkins, Mike Pawlawski. We are ready to kick off the Arena Football League season here in San Jose. The Cats won the toss. They deferred. They'll defend to start things, and Schmitz drives this one off the netting, and this is Burley. Burley, a little gap. Now hits the outside at the 10 and is dragged down short of the 15-yard line. Phil Glover, first man to him. Take a look at the Utah Blaze, brought to you by EA Sports. Pospisil with Olsen and Henderson on the line. It is Joe Germain, remember him, from Ohio State. Clemons, Tom Pace will be a wideout, Bryant and Burley.
Good offense. You'll see all of those specialists. Those are Arizona guys now in this Utah offense. Danny White told us this week he wanted to keep that same system and build from there.
First snap of this season. And a throw to Pace. Pace makes the catch to 20. Going to be close to a first down. About a yard short, I believe. Let's take a look at the San Jose defense presented by EA Sports. And it'll be Bates, Richards, a newcomer, and Williams on the down line for San Jose. And then Johnson with Rowe, familiar face, of course, Paulie, Joseph, and Clevon Thomas. And Darren Arvette, you know all about him. Tremendous record as the head coach here. 72 up and 35 down. Burley this time comes in motion, second and short. Germain straight back. Comes underneath the Pace, first down at the 20 to the 15, down to about the 10-yard line. Tom Pace played his college football at Arizona State, was a running back.
Yeah, he was a great running back at Arizona State. Actually a walk-on there, if you recall. He was a pool cleaner for a while before he came back in as a running back, but has been a great star in the Arena Football League, a real go-to guy as a two-way player.
Tough player, very tough-nosed guy.
Heady. Actually says his favorite athletic event of all time is his first Little League home run. Greatest moment in sports.
I wouldn't know about that. I never hit one. First down at the 10-yard line. Burley comes in motion again. And Jermaine straight back again. And swatted away. The ball's loose, and the Cats are going to get this. Picked up by
Nicky Anderson down there. Joe Jacobs with the big strip coming around the outside. You're going to see Joe Jacobs right here on the outside. Watch him just strip this ball out of Jermaine. That is Joe Jacobs at his finest. Nicky Anderson, nose guard in there in position to pull that ball up and make a big run with it. But you're going to see Jacobs do that around the end a lot this year. That is his strength. Actually used to play at 315 pounds. Now he's down to 273. That's as light as he's ever played, but he also said he's quicker than he's ever been.
So a big turnaround to start the season. Exactly the kind of start that Darren Arbette would have wanted. A stop, and now they've got it at the 11-yard line. And Mark Grebe will come under center. Glover is the running back. That's Rowe in motion. He's looking for Rowe, going for it all. Rowe makes the catch. Did he hang on? Yes! Touchdown!
Great catch running into the wall. Perfect throw by Mark Grebe. There's nowhere else he could have put that ball.
And Rowe is still down.
Yeah.
Most dangerous part of the field, of course, to catch a football. Going into that corner, full tilt.
Full speed. These walls are very unforgiving. You can say that the pad's on there, but they just don't move. And obviously a lot of concern for Darren Arbette. James Rowe, perennial Ironman for the SaberCats.
So his first catch, and we, of course, are unsighted from where we sit, but he is conscious. That is the good news.
Just a quick corner route or a sail route. And you see Grebe put that ball in the perfect spot. And he hit that wall going full speed.
Looked like he hit a little separation in the wall. I'm not sure he hit the pads at all. And that may be why he is down.
But that wall does not move. And this is, you know, SaberCats last year had a rough start. Started off 1-3, and a huge part of it was that their receiving core kept moving around. They had a bunch of injuries. If you get James Rowe injured early, that's a big loss for the SaberCats team.
Don't be boxed in by a bad wireless phone plan.
We welcome you back, Barry Tompkins, Mike Pawlawski. Good news in the fact that SaberCats scored a touchdown on their first offensive snap of the year. Bad news in the fact that James Rowe, who caught that pass, hit what looked to be a gap in the padding in the wall and is still down. They have brought a cart out. He is conscious. They're going to keep him down. Looked like they might be looking at his ribs. And obviously much concern.
Well, I mean, the good thing is we saw him moving around. They're bringing the backboard out. They're bringing out a brace, obviously. It's the Darryl Stingley rule is what it is. Remember Darryl Stingley playing for the Patriots at the time.
I not only remember it, I did the game and he got hurt in.
And I played with his son, Derek. We talked about this on many occasions. Better safe than sorry. But James obviously moving around right now. So they got the backboard out there. And that's Dr. Art Ting you see there talking to Darren Arbette. Hank Stern down there making arrangements for James. You never like to see this with an athlete
no, absolutely
of any kind.
Absolutely not.
And obviously last year, you know, Lucas in the Arena League with the LA Avengers, the league very aware of repercussions on this now. So.
And they will be gingerly put him onto that carrying cart, and then they will get him on the gurney. And they have ice around his rib, so it does appear to be a rib injury. And he did. It looked to me as though he hit a gap in the padding there, right between it, and he hit it full speed, and of course his arms were up to catch the ball, so a very vulnerable position.
I've run into that wall on several occasions myself, and I can tell you, gap or not, that wall is unforgiving.
Does not feel good.
No. The old vets in this league will tell you, you run into that wall, the wall always wins.
Yeah, you always finish second to the wall. There's no doubt about that. So obviously a lot of concern on the faces of all of these players and all of the coaches, and this game has come to a grinding halt for the moment. Nobody likes to see this, and I mean obviously teammates and opponents alike.
Nobody. Either side. I've been on both sides of the ball, players on my team, you know, opponents. You don't want to see anybody get hurt during the game. You go out there and compete as hard as you can and let the best team win, but nobody wants to see an injury because everybody knows they're just one step away from it happening to them.
That's precisely right, and I'm sure every player out there is thinking just that.
Frank Beattie just called up a couple days ago by the SaberCats.
Just like last year.
Just like last year. Justin Skaggs over there. Picked up by Utah in the expansion from Orlando last year. I know Jay Gruden down there, coach, really hated to see Justin go.
So again, we hasten to point out, this is what football injuries are. Everybody's going to take absolutely every precaution, and I'm not trying to diagnose anything. We don't know, obviously, what the condition of James Rowe is, but they will take every precaution, and that's the reason for all this time. And you could see, I mean, the concerned expression on the face. This is where competition goes out the window.
Yeah, these are all players now feeling for one another.
A very unfortunate injury on first offensive play of the year, and again, you can't say it enough. They are taking absolutely every precaution, as they should do.
Now, again, one of the good signs, we did see James moving on his own to start this off, holding himself up, hands moving. So
they want to keep him very stable, and that's the reason that they're going to strap his shoulders down as well as his head. There's a look at Danny White, and of course we will keep you posted. We're coming back. Welcome back. Things have come to a halt here as they tend to James Rowe and continue to do so. They are just about to pick him up and put him on that gurney, and they will take him to a hospital, and we will try to give you a report. I'm sure friends and family who might be watching, every bit as concerned as everybody in this arena right now. So he is being lifted on to the gurney, and he's waving to the crowd. So we are hopeful that this is not as serious as it first appeared. But again, you can't emphasize enough, they will take every precaution they can. Keep him as immobile as possible, and that's sports medicine in this millennium. Have a look at Danny White a moment ago. Has been around this league for a long time, has won championships in this league, and he's always wanted to go to Utah, quite honestly. He's gone after a couple of jobs in the state of Utah. He's in the AFL Hall of Fame, and that applause you're hearing, of course, is for James Rowe.
Yeah, Danny, one of the finest coaches of all time in this league, second winningest coach in the history of the Arena League. But you know, you see 13 seasons, Arizona, 2 Arena Bowl titles, but he went to the big game on a number of other occasions. He was always there. He went 3 years in a row where he took second place in that game. But just outstanding. You know, an ex-player himself can really relate to these guys.
Outstanding quarterback with the Dallas Cowboys. Another guy, overachiever, defines the term. Here's the thumbs up to the crowd, and of course that's always a good sign. You like to see that. You don't like to see the injury, but certainly like to see that.
Yeah, and always better safe than sorry in that instance, because you'd hate to be complacent about it and then have something happen from a movement.
So we are finally ready for the try for point. Schmitz will try the extra point. Brian Schmitz, fifth-year player out of North Carolina, but new to the SaberCats. Out of the Holder Stoney case.
And this is a position the SaberCats have desperately needed over the last couple of years as a good kicker.
And the kick is perfect. And with that, it is a 7-0 ball game. We are just underway. 12 minutes, 10 seconds remaining to be played here in the first period. 20th anniversary of this Arena Football League, and Darren Arbett couldn't be more pleased with the results on the field thus far.
And now it's time for everybody to get this crank back up here, obviously. Darren Arbett, 7-0 career home openers. Great winning percentage here. Several Arena Bowls to his credit. A guy that really pulled himself up, running back, fullback coach in this league early on. Sacramento State grad. he's been around the Arena Football League. You know, Darren Arbett is the Arena Football League. He's a guy who's just been a part of it from the very beginning.
He gets it. I mean, there's something very different about this league, very different about the coaching style, obviously very different about the things that you can do, and he just understands it.
Yeah, not a screamer or a yeller. He always talks, when we talk to Darren Arbett, about loving guys up. You got to love them up. You know, give them confidence, build them up. And that's what he does. He's a good guy to play for, and guys that play for him love him.
And even with that, a no-nonsense guy. He doesn't, not a screamer and a yeller, as you said, but it's his way.
Yeah, he's got the sideways look.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be Burley. And Burley will come out about 8 yards deep, and he'll get it out to the 5. Now he gets a little gap to the 10, fumbles the football, and somehow manages to hang on to it. And that was almost a near disaster.
Yeah, you can't have 2 turnovers right in a row, and especially Cy Burley, one of the premier offensive specialists in this league. He's got to hold on to that football. You see nice lane opened up for him. Makes a good break to the outside. Little hold there by Jermaine Younger, actually, but ball kicks out, and good job recovering it.
So the Blaze will start at the 12-yard line. They trail 7-0. Joe Germain, the quarterback, spent a little time in the NFL. Outstanding at Ohio State. Pace comes in motion. Burley and Bryant, the other 2 wideouts. And we're going to get a flag. I think this time Pace crossed the line of scrimmage a little early.
Well, I think it was Jacobs. He has a history of being offsides a little bit early. He was up at that defensive end spot there, or D tackle, if you whatever you want to call it. He got upfield early.
Offsides, defense, number 93.
You got it right.
Oh, yeah.
You're in midseason form here.
Well, I tell you what, JoJo was a teammate of mine for a while. And that was one thing that used to drive our head coach, Mike Daly, crazy, as Joe would get upfield. But you know what? He'd do that, and he'd come back and get a sack or get a huge play like he did on that first strip, and so you deal with it. That's part of his game. He's quick, and he keeps guys on their toes by doing it.
So a freebie to start things here for the Blaze. Pace comes in motion again. Straight back to pass goes Jermaine. Airing it out deep, looking for Burley, overthrew it. And a late flag comes in. We're going to get a flag against the SaberCats. Going to go against Terrence Joseph, I'm quite certain.
Yeah, it's going to be illegal contact, I think. He didn't hit him when the ball was in the air.
Well, the crowd will tell you its reaction to it, but I think it was the right call.
Yeah, you know, that's interesting. He hit him early. I don't think Burley could have gotten that ball, regardless of what Josephs did there. If you want to make the illegal contact call, I think that's right, but PI was a little bit, a little punitive.
A little ticky-tacky when you really look at it. So now a first down at the 24-yard line of the Cats. Cats giving it away right now. In motion this time comes Bryant. And for the first time, a running play is called. Kevin Clemons will be stopped after a gain of about a yard, maybe 2, and a flag is down. Kevin Clemons out of Grand Valley State. He's a load, 275 pounds.
Defense, number 19. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
There's another free 5 yards. Floyd, the guilty party this time.
Marquise Floyd played in the AF2 last year. Was actually the Iron Man of the Year, but calling him offsides there, scooting up a little bit. He saw the run coming and tried to react too quick.
So again, first down and 5. It's at the 22-yard line. Bryant again comes in motion. Jermaine straight back. Has time, throws, looking for pace, incomplete. A little contact there, too.
Now, the first one was pass interference, but that one wasn't. I would have given that one a PI call.
That's a little payback.
Yeah, exactly. Doing a nice job of running man routes there for Utah. Trying to get pace, man up on the new guy. Come back and get Floyd. You know, he just had the offside penalty, be a little tentative. I like the way Danny White calls offense. I always have in this league. Hated playing against him because he did such a nice job with the ball. But he does a nice job of calling offense.
Second down and 5. Burley starts one way, goes the other. They're going to get another freebie here. Quick toss to Bryant. And Bryant gets his head down and gets it down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be a first down. Now we'll see.
Good heads-up play by Joe Germain. You know, if you've got the free one, take it. Everybody pretty much stopped, but Jermaine getting that ball to the outside, trying to take advantage.
They're going to take the play, I'm sure, because it is a first down. That's the 4th penalty already in this game on San Jose.
Offsides. Defense, number 93. First down.
Nice job of Jermaine using his snap count. You're going to watch that whole defensive line actually jump off sides. Good job using a hard count by Joe Jermaine right now. If you're not sure about your protection as a quarterback, that's how you protect yourself. Use the hard count, get the defensive line thinking. That'll slow them down.
That'll move it down to the 9-yard line as San Jose just giving it up in chunks here. Not from offensive plays, but rather from their own mistakes. Jermaine to throw. Throws underneath to Pace, and Pace is driven into the boards at the 5-yard line. Stays on his feet, goes into the end zone, and I think they're going to say the play is dead. They are at the 6-yard line, and one of the officials got caught up in there also. Yeah, now one of the new rules, there is no sideline, so you cannot step on the sideline to be out of bounds, but if you get tackled into the wall, then you are officially out of bounds. So mark it at the 6-yard line. It'll be second down.
And just a quick underneath route. They had 2 crossing routes. Jermaine finds Pace underneath. And there's that great balance of the old running back, Tom Pace, bouncing off the wall and keep going.
He's tough.
He was tough like that in college,
yes,
too. I mean, just a great college player.
Yes, he was. Second down, 6 to go for a touchdown. The pitch this time is to Pace, and Pace will be stopped at about the 3-yard line. He got a little something out of nothing there.
Yeah, I think Danny was trying to give him a little sugar. You know, he's gotten him down there, caught that one crossing ball, see if he can't get him in the end zone. And running the football is a nice way to slow down the defensive line, get your quarterback into a rhythm. You know, Jermaine had 6 starts last year, but still, you're trying to build this guy up. He's a talented player. You're trying to give him confidence at that quarterback spot.
So it's going to be 3rd down and goal from just outside the 3-yard line. Field gets a little shorter here.
I tell you what, it gets tough to score down inside that 5-yard line. All those holes that were there before get closed off pretty quickly.
Here comes Burley in motion. Jermaine rolls to his right, throws. Burley makes a catch. Touchdown, Blaze. And that looked easy.
That was stealing. I mean, that was as easy as it can get. But that's where having a good offensive specialist like Burley who can make that quick cut gives the quarterback the option. You see Burley coming down. All he's going to do is shake to the inside and quick to the outside. You know, later in the season, Van Thomas will not go for that move. He is quick side to side. He will sit on Burley down there and try to catch him. But it's early season, and we're seeing some of those rough spots getting worked out right now.
So it's going to be Vidatic to try the point, and he drives it through, and we're tied. With 7 minutes, 9 seconds remaining to be played here in the first quarter. The SaberCats 7 and the Blaze 7. The Cats will have it when we come back. We are tied at 7:09 remaining first quarter. Let's take this opportunity now to meet the 3rd member of our broadcast team. Well, we'll do it after the kickoff, so let's hang on for just a second here. As Vidatic will kick it off to Wright, who is the deep man, Danny White. Got kind of a gift, a lot of penalty yards on that last sequence, and this one is going to come off the middle of the netting, and Wright will handle it, gets the 5, gets to the 10-yard line, stays on his feet to about the 14-yard line, and now we'll meet the 3rd member of our broadcast team. We go to the sideline, Amy Gutierrez. Amy?
Well, Barry and Mike, at this point, the SaberCats are treating James Rowe's injury with complete severity. They don't know exactly what he did, but for sure this is what he did. At this time, what we know, he hit his head on this white pole. That's how high he jumped. His helmet actually has paint off the pole on the side of it. He lost consciousness. He did wake up, and he started to move his fingers. So he has been carted off to the hospital for further evaluation. We will definitely try and get an update for you later in the game. Barry, Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Amy. Well, the Cats will start at the 14-yard line. We will stay on that case, we assure you. Pass this time almost picked by a fast-closing Diamond.
Yeah, nice job of pass rush by the Blaze.
Here's the San Jose offense presented by EA Sports. It'll be Richards at the center with Williams and Bates alongside, and familiar offense here. Mark Grieve, of course, James Rowe already. Offense here, Mark Grieve, of course, James Rowe already injured. Johnson will be the running back with Pauly and Wright.
And Rodney Wright at that O specialist spot taking over big shoes. You know, last year they had a bunch of guys filling, but James Hunden, who was the O specialist here 2 years ago with a neck injury, now has to retire from the game. Rodney Wright has some big shoes to fill.
Coleman comes in motion this time. They throw underneath for Coleman, and he makes the catch, stopped short of the first down at the 21-yard line. Let's see how Utah lines up defensively. Well, that's the San Jose defense. We'll tell you about Utah in just a moment here.
Just saw Fred Coleman make that catch. You know, Fred was with the SaberCats 2 years ago, actually went to Nashville last year as a free agent. Said he's happy to be back here in California, California native.
So third down and about 3. Coleman comes in motion. Grebe straight back to pass. Flag is down. Grebe has to roll away. Now he throws a comeback or throws it away. Intended for Floyd, and we'll see about the flag. Now let's take a look at the Utah Blaze defense, brought to you by EA, Henderson with Olsen and Pospisil.
And we saw that offsides. That was our culprit right there. Brian Henderson actually pulling his best Joe Jacobs.
So that's going to give a little return to the SaberCats. It'll give them a first down across midfield at the 24-yard line of the Blaze. Tied at 7, 4:55 remaining first quarter. Straight back once again, looking for it all this time for Coleman, and again Coleman makes the catch.
And this is where the new rule comes in. Here's the interesting part of it. Had a discussion with Jim Lapatina before the game. That's an incomplete pass, okay? If Coleman grabs that ball, gets hit into the wall, but comes back with his feet inbounds, now he's in the field of play. But what Jim told me now is he needs to be fully knocked into the stands, which he was. You see, he went into a fan's lap. So you're either in a fan's lap or you're back on the field. But you have to see where you end up with that ball before you're considered inbounds or out of bounds. Not having a sideline makes a huge difference.
So it'll be second down. Coleman again comes in motion. Straight back goes Grebe. He's under pressure, throws deep, and into double coverage that time right at no chance. Well, so far the Blaze getting a little push.
Yeah, they're getting good push. Hans Olsen getting upfield right there. Hans, the nephew to Merlin Olsen. People remember that name.
Oh, yeah.
But I think Utah's question mark is protection. I think they know that they can rush the passer. Brian Henderson, Olsen up there, Nakia Adderson. You know, they got some guys that can rush the passer. Protection, the tough side, and in this league you have to have it both ways because remember, these guys have to play on both sides of the ball.
So Floyd comes to the near side. Rodney Wright comes in motion. Grebe straight back on third down. Floyd makes the catch, but he's going to be stopped short of the first down at about the 17-yard line. So one of those crucial situations early in this game. It's going to be fourth down and about 3.
Well, you know, and Schmitz is about 67% inside of 40 yards as a kicker. Been very efficient, but Darren Arbette likes to go for it on fourth down. Take the big one, get the points. You know, this game is a game of possessions, and if you can score 7 points rather than 3, it makes a huge difference.
So here we go, fourth down and 3. Pauly comes in motion. Again, a good rush. It's Pauly for the touchdown.
And a perfect pass by Mark Reed. Perfect pass.
That's another thing Darren Arbette likes to do is go for it all in third and short.
Yeah, well, you know what happens? You get third and short, so your defense is going to play a tight man coverage or a short zone. And a great call. Shalon Baker, actually the new offensive coordinator for the SaberCats down there, just called 2 double slants. Run away from man coverage, and Grebe delivers a perfect ball.
And Grebe took a pretty good hit.
Yeah, you know what, though? That's part of this game. If you can't take a shot, you can't play arena football as a quarterback. There's a lot of guys that have the skills but didn't have the toughness.
Quarterbacks are pretty good-sized guys in this league.
Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah.
You're always falling down that tail pad.
So Schmitz converts, and it's a 14-7 ball game, and some gutsy calls, I think, on the part of Baker and Darren Arbette.
You know, SaberCats already up 1 turnover. They got that turnover earlier when Jacob stripped that ball. Makes sense for them to go for it. Try to keep that lead. Try to keep ahead because they've already got 1 possession benefit. So you're going to watch as motion comes around, it's just going to be a slant here on the inside and a slant underneath to pull man coverage out. It's just a runaway route. You see man coverage, okay, throw him to an open spot. Mark Greaves is good as it gets at doing that. You see how he flattened him with the ball. And just had Charles Pauly out there in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, as you said, a perfect pass, too.
Greaves knows the angles in this game. And this is a game of angles. You have to know where the walls are, where you can put the ball, where the underneath coverage is. He saw the clean man. He knew that he could flatten Pauly with it and threw it to the perfect spot.
So this time Pace is going to be the deep man for the Blaze. They trail by 7, just inside 2 minutes remaining, first period. Opening night for the SaberCats, and a nice house here at HP Pavilion. This one hits off the bottom of the netting, and Pace will come out, gets it to the 5, gets it to the 10, and is surrounded. Huddleston was there, and he had plenty of help from his friends.
Well, they've changed the ruling this year on special teams as well. Now there's free substitution on special teams. You used to have the big, heavy guys have to run down the outside, kind of a wasted man outside of a force to force the play back in. But Jawan Huddleston is one of these guys, another AF2 guy, played for the Central Valley Coyotes last year, actually played for Kevin Guy, D coordinator. But he's a guy they're going to put in there on special teams. Some speed to him, some athleticism, fullback, linebacker. They like him for that special teams role.
So the Blaze will start at the 6-yard line. Solly Key comes in motion. Jermaine has to roll away from pressure. Throws from Bryant. Bryant out in front. Got it. Touchdown.
And that was a great adjustment by Bryant. He made that play. Jermaine was throwing it out there, hoping to get that one-on-one matchup and let his athlete outplay their athlete. I think my guy is going to beat their guy. Throws the ball upfield, and Arshwante Bryant just makes a great adjustment.
Arshwante Bryant, who played his college ball at Portland State in the Big Sky Conference, and that's a conference they love to throw the football.
Oh, they throw it. And here's Jermaine, a tough guy in his own right. A couple SaberCats there trying to drive him into the turf. Get used to it, Joe. It's going to happen a lot over your arena football career.
Vidatic to try to tie it, and he does. It's 14-all. Well, that was a right now play, and as you said, an excellent adjustment by Bryant.
Well, here's some of the new rules I keep talking about. Touchbacks now used to be able to kind of sit down in the end zone, take it at the 5-yard line. Well, now the team returning the ball gets it at the 2.5-yard line. At the sideline markers, there's no longer out of bounds. You can't step on a line. No regular season ties. They're going to play the postseason overtime rules. Both teams get a possession, and then you go on from there. And defensive holding or pass interference, now the offensive team can actually put points back or put the time back on the clock. I call it the Jay Gruden rule. Jay Gruden's one of the most clever coaches in this game. At one point last year, he said, you know what? You got 20 seconds left. I'm just going to hold you until it's down to 1 play. And once it's down to 1 play, we're going to see who the better team is. And so now you get the opportunity as an offense to say, you know what? Keep holding us. We're going to put the time back on the clock.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Heck of an idea.
And then you march yourself down the field to the end zone, put the time back on the clock. You got 23 seconds to score from the 1-yard line.
So Vidatic will kick it away. He'll be kicking to Coleman, who'll be the deep man now for the SaberCats.
I talk about freezing a kicker in the big league, big field. Vidatic's got to walk back there among the cheerleaders here. These arena guys have to put up with a lot.
No, that's true. You're right in the laps, literally, of the fans. That's a tough one to field. Look out. This is trouble, and it's picked up by the Blaze. So the turnarounds are now even. It was Kelvin Hunter who got there to recover the ball.
And a great kick by Vidatic. We saw it come off that inside iron and take a bad bounce to the outside. That is the hardest ball to handle in football. You know, it's hard enough when it bounces on its own, but watch this. It's just going to hit the inside of that left iron. Perfect. That is a perfect kick. And Vidatic, one of the best kickers ever in the history of arena football, put that ball right where he had to. A nice job getting down there by Hunter to gather that thing up. So now turnovers, it's back to even.
Back to even, and the Blaze at the 4-yard line with almost a gimme chance to score here. Jermaine Younger in at a running back spot. Going to get a timeout here called by the SaberCats. They lead it right now. Rather, we're tied at 14, and on the muffed kickoff return and the recovery by Kelvin Hunter, the Blaze in business here.
That's one of the things about a Danny White coach team, too. They take advantage of mistakes, of bobbles. And I tell you this, before the night is over, I would expect to see an onside kick at some point by Danny White. I don't remember a game in which he was involved where he did an onside kick at least once.
And it's interesting because really as a player, played in a very conservative offense in Dallas, not the riverboat gambler kind of guy, but he is as a head coach.
Well, as a head coach, especially in this league, you know, he knows how to take advantage of every situation in arena football. He's seen most of them. And he knows that possessions are what make the difference in this game.
Jermaine now 6 of 7, 91 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Pace with 4 catches for 43 yards, and Bryant a pair for 48. Here comes Burley in motion. They give it to Younger, and Younger gets close. Going to be stopped at about the 1-yard line. Jermaine Younger played his college ball at Utah State. A lot of homegrown products on this Utah team. Brings us to the end of the first quarter. We'll jump away with the score tied. SaberCats 14, Blaze 14, but the Blaze threatening. By ADT, America's residential and commercial security leader. By Health South, getting you back to work, to play, to living. And by Aaron's Sales and Lease Ownership. Nobody beats Aaron's. Nobody. So we start the second quarter with the Blaze at the 1-yard line of the SaberCats. And that's a sneak, and I don't believe that Jermaine got there.
Well, there's no signal yet.
So now it'll be third down. And the nose of the football will be just about on the goal line.
I'm surprised Danny didn't run that with his fullback. He used to love to run the ball with his fullbacks in this league. A little toss outside, quick, be real physical. That's more his style. Got trips to the right. I would expect to see that here.
And as we said, fullbacks are low, 275 pounds, Clemons. And there is the left guard moving. Look like Brian Henderson.
Ball start. Offense. Number 99. 5-yard penalty. Remaining. Third down.
Well, you see him right there.
I said
just quick
guard.
jump inside. Yeah.
I meant right guard. I never have been able to get that.
Right, left. Straight. They don't know the difference. Why should you, right? They're linemen after all. Well, Henderson is a defensive guy by nature. You know, this is his 4th year in the league. Really had a great year 2 years ago. Played for Austin last year. Defensive guy by nature, coming along with the offensive side of the ball, but a real talent in this league. But snap count eluded him there.
So now third down and goal from the 6-yard line. There's Burley in motion. Jermaine straight back. They held Burley at the line of scrimmage, and Jermaine had to throw the ball away. They did a nice job on chucking Burley right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, a whole lot of people got held there. Carl Bates putting the pressure on Jermaine at the end. But you're going to see Burley. Watch Cleveland Thomas. This is what he does so well. Those hands are outside. What he does is he messes with your timing as a receiver at the line of scrimmage. You're allowed to make that contact. Some people might call that a hold, and I'm sure Cy Burley would be one of them.
Yes, that's probably right. So field goal try upcoming here from Vidatic. It's going to be a 23-yarder. And he got it. But I think all being considered, the Cats will take that. So look at the scoreboard with 13:33 remaining in the half, 17-14 Blaze.
That's Blaze game. A person of note tonight, someone you should definitely pay attention to, is Utah Blaze's kicker, Steve Vidatic. He needed 5 points tonight to tie the all-time scoring record of the AFL kickers. He's hit it. If he gets one more tonight, he takes the record from former AFL kicker Mark Black. Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, thanks very much, Amy. So we'll keep an eye on Vidatic, a record breaker here tonight.
Yeah, a great AFL kicker. Mike Black, also another great AFL kicker in this league.
There's another kick that hits low off the net, and Coleman handles this one, but he's not going to get very far. Still on his feet, but dancing at the 5-yard line and surrounded and down.
I'll tell you what, coverage is moving a whole lot faster in this league than it did last year. With all the substitution rules, they have a lot more of the specialty guys, you know, the skill players on the outside running down.
Yeah, that was Justin Skaggs came down there to make that tackle. A tough ball to handle again.
Always. Every time it comes off that net, you never know which way it's going to bounce. And if you ever get the iron involved in it, oh, it's trouble.
So the Cats start at the 6-yard line. They bring Coleman to the near side. Marcus Floyd to the far side. And they'll bring Pauly in motion. Grebe straight back, a little hitch route this time, and Pauly makes the catch at about the 12-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5.
And we got to remember, the SaberCats would tell you they can still run their same stuff, but without James Rowe, this is a different offense than it is with him in there.
That's a very good point. Rowe hurt on the first offensive play. It was a touchdown catch, but you heard Amy Gutierrez tell you that he hit his head on the railing, so that was one of the reasons for all that precaution. Although they did have an ice bag on his ribs as well. Here comes Coleman in motion on second down. Grebe straight back. Quick one this time for Pauly, and Pauly's going to get the first down across the 16 to about the 18-yard line. I tell you, I thought Charles Pauly, when he played at San Jose State, was really a special player.
Yeah, very good football player. I know the SaberCats, I just loved him as part of the organization here. You know, gone last year, he was in Chicago, actually, with the Rush. Broke his arm at the end of the season, missed a month. But they're really high on him. They think he's going to be really good once he matures into this league, but has all the physical skills.
Not a big guy, 165 pounds. First down at the 18-yard line, first running play, and it gets absolutely nothing. Phil Glover surrounded and down for about a 5-yard loss.
And there's Brian Henderson. We were talking about how he got upfield, defensive player. That just shows how quick he is. Coming off that edge and cutting it off as a defensive tackle is tough, especially in this short field. Remember, he's only one man outside the center. Good football player. I know Danny White loves him. Had 8 sacks for Danny 2 years ago down in Arizona.
So now second and long. Grebe straight back again. Flag is down. Grebe going for Pauly. A lot of contact. Pauly cannot hang on, and another flag comes in.
Yeah, it's definitely a PI. No question.
I think up at the other end, though, we could have a hold.
Yeah, Kelvin Hunter had his hands all over Pauly on that one. Just a little stop and go. And Pauly didn't really actually sell it that well. You see him just kind of hitch and then get to the outside. He needs to get back on top. And when I say that, I mean he has to cross Hunter.
There are 2 fouls in the play.
To cut off that route for Hunter
foul.
to get there.
Offense, hands to the face, number 97. Pass interference. Defense, number 20. Penalties offset. Repeat second down.
George Williams was the SaberCat with his hands to the face.
But when do they decide that they're actually going to call that, since they got hands in the face all the time up there?
Every play.
Holding, hands to the face, any of that stuff. I mean, it's got to be really egregious, doesn't it? You really got to go after a guy to get called for it. You got to mean it.
I think that's right.
I tell my offensive linemen, hold these guys every play. Stick your hands wherever you got to stick them. Just don't let them hit me.
You took a few shots, though.
Yeah, in this league, you have no choice. You're going to have to take shots.
So it's going to be second down and long all over again here. Second down and about 15. A little equipment repair being done. Referee doing the job for Pauly.
Just rebuckling those shoulder straps. See, Hunter was over him so strong that he unbuckled that shoulder strap there. Said try to catch it with your shoulder pads loose.
So we'll repeat second down. 17-14 ball game. 10:54 remaining here in the first half. Coleman in motion on second down. Straight back. Grebe, look out. Full quick pass this time. Thrown out here to George Williams, and Williams will take it up to about the 22-yard line. Well, they're going to call it at the 18-yard line where he run out of bounds. It's going to be a gain of about 3 yards, and it'll be third down and 12.
And just a quick tight end screen to the outside. Really nice call. Get you, back to 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12 right there. Gives you a shot as a quarterback, because when you run stops in this league, they go down to about 12 yards. It kind of opens up your playbook. If you have to come back at 3rd and 15 or 3rd and 18, now you're really in trouble, because there isn't a whole lot in this game that has that option.
They come with the slot left this time with Pauly in the slot. Now he'll come in motion. And people jumping all over the place here, and I think this may go against the Cats. Looked like somebody came out of their stance.
Yeah, it was popcorn on offense there. Everybody was up at the center. You had receivers downfield. You had the linemen standing up. I think the center was late with the snap because it looked like Grebe was pulling out early too.
So both parties pointing at one another, and it looks like it's going to go against the Cats. We'll see. And the microphone of our referee. Oh, there he goes.
Offense, number 3, 5 yards, third down.
That's it. Put it on the receiver.
Yeah, of course.
Don't make the big guys feel bad. He's downfield. I mean, everybody's offsides on this one. That's the one time you can tell when it's the center's fault is when everybody else goes and the ball's still laying there on the ground.
Right. Exactly. Well, it's kind of a typical first game here, I think. A little bit sloppy on both sides.
Yep. Well, both teams had preseason scrimmages. There was no preseason game, per se.
Straight back Grebe throws. Floyd can't hang on, almost picked. Foul Woods was right there and had an easy 6 had he been able to make that grab. Ball was thrown a little bit behind Floyd.
Yeah, he would have had to come back and get that to his back shoulder. And this is, you know, part of a thing with a quarterback working with new receivers. You know, Floyd, a new guy here. He rounded that stop. In this system, when you make that stop, you come straight back down your stem or straight back to the quarterback. And Grebe was throwing him what's called a downhill throw, meaning come back downhill to the quarterback. Instead, Floyd came out, rounded it inside, and that's why that ball ended up inside. Sometimes you see that throw, you think, oh, the guy missed him. That's not the quarterback. That's a young receiver getting to know this system.
Floyd played his college ball at West Georgia, not a powerhouse. I didn't even know they had a football team, to tell you the truth. I think they play in that league with Oglethorpe. I think Oglethorpe's tough this year, too.
No question.
17-14, 9:05 left, first half. .05 left, first half, 17-14 ball game. We want to remind you to tune in Sunday for NBC's coverage of the Arena Football League. Week 1's games include Tampa Bay at Philadelphia, Arizona going to be at Los Angeles, and Chicago at Colorado. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area.
It's a good game this weekend. Chicago, Colorado. Obviously, Mike Daly against Hohensee. Best of friends, head coaches, and just a grudge match between those two teams.
Fourth down play upcoming here, and a big play for the SaberCats. Look out. Grebe has to get out of there. No place to go. He is sacked. And the Blaze will take over at about the 13-yard line.
Again, good pressure by that Utah defensive front. Nice job bringing the wood up there, you know, getting Grebe out of the pocket. Grebe, as good as he is throwing the ball, not the most mobile guy as a quarterback. You don't want him running the football here. And as a quarterback, third and long like that, you don't want to have to run it anyway.
It was Clemons who really turned that play in. He got Grebe going right into the pack of friends that he had following him.
Yeah, excuse me, I said third and long, fourth and long like that.
That's right.
Well, so here's another turnover in terms of possessions. That's huge.
Yeah, this game has not exactly been one to put in a time capsule, I don't think, particularly if you're Darren Arbette. 8:31 left in the first half, 17-14. The Blaze holding a 3-point lead.
Oh, you see Paulie running downfield and just running to get covered. That's what you call that as a receiver. Hunter was right there on his shoulder the whole time. If you're Charles Paulie, you got to cut across his face or find a way to get open. You just can't run to a white shirt. And where's your quarterback going to go with the ball?
Well, it is a young receiving core that Mark Grebe has this year. And especially, and you pointed it out earlier, James Rowe hurt on the first offensive play. So what was a young receiving core to begin with has gotten younger.
Yeah, no question. You have a guy like James Rowe in there. You take a chance against Kelvin Hunter, who doesn't match up size-wise with James Rowe. Maybe you put that ball up and take your shot on fourth down. Even if you throw the interception, you know, it's a field position game at that point. But if you don't have that confidence in your guy like you would in Rowe, you don't take that shot, you eat it. Now, you know, possession has moved down here, and the field position is huge for Utah right now.
Jermaine straight back, throws a screen this time. And that is Younger will get it down about the 10-yard line. Picked up about 4.
And think about that. These, you know, you have the receiver jack spot, receiver linebacker spot. You have Fred Coleman in there playing. He's 6'1", 198. So let's call him 200 pounds, right? Jermaine Younger on the other side is playing that fullback linebacker position. Jermaine is 6'1", 275. Look at him trying to rope him down. I mean, it's like trying to tackle a bull out there if you're a receiver, trying to tackle these big guys.
That's tough. Second down and about 6. Jermaine straight back again, throws in a clear out this time, and it's incomplete. The intended that time for Aaron Damon.
And the reason that looked so bad, right now Clevan Thomas is really upsetting Cy Burley. Remember, we saw him hold him before. Burley here just gets off his route, and he lets Clevan Thomas shorten him into the boundary. You can't do that. As a receiver, you need to take the field, set your guy up. Once you get past Clevan like that, get on his top shoulder, run vertically, and then break it off, or else your quarterback has nowhere to go with the ball.
So it's third down.
There's a reason Cleve was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in this league.
And he's playing healthy for the first time in a while, too. Jermaine throws, knocked down by Thomas.
Just a little zone there by the SaberCats. They played man the snap before, came back with the same look. And watch Cleveland just sit down, spy the quarterback's eyes, and get his hands in there. Nice job, good defense, and a good heady play by a guy. Use your eyes, follow the quarterback.
So now it's fourth down. Cats defense hanging tough here.
They do a nice job down in the red zone. You know, they always have. They're tough. They know when to play zone. They know when to match up in man.
Jermaine straight back. Got to get it all here. Throws incomplete. The Cats will take over. And a good push that time. Bates was coming. Jacobs was coming. That's an excellent defensive set.
Yeah, you also had Brian Johnson back there. I'm sure Joe Germain thought everybody in a green shirt was coming at that point. He was just looking for somewhere to go with the ball. And look at Danny telling him where to put that ball. Give him a shot up top. You know, fourth down, you got to take that shot. At least give yourself a chance. Go for the end zone. Young quarterback. You know, he's young in this league. He hasn't seen a lot of action in this league. He's getting used to the feel of this game, the speed of this game right now. He'll get it. He's a very heady guy, very sharp, and a good player and a good leader.
No, he is, and I think he'll do very well in this league. But you're right, it's a bang-bang league, and it does take some getting used to. Here's a give this time to Coleman, and Coleman has no place to go. He's dropped for a loss of about 3.
Just a little sweep, but trying to run a follow sweep with the fullback in front. No doing out in front there. Justin Skaggs making a tackle, doing a nice job at that jack linebacker spot. You know, the running game is really to set up your passing in this league. You don't run the ball that much. You do slow down the defensive line and do those things, and obviously Utah getting a lot of pressure. But you run the ball so that you can throw it downfield. So
far, this has been a defensive-dominated game. A couple of big plays, but that's it. Here's Grieve having to step away from trouble, throws underneath, the catch is made, and tackled immediately as Floyd. Right there in his grill was Aaron Damon.
Yeah, great concentration by Floyd to make that catch. And I'll tell you, any league really, early in the season, defense always wins because defense plays on aggression. They get to the point of attack, they're aggressive, they make things happen. Offense plays on, you know, I don't want to say defense isn't skill, but it's skill and setup and timing. And those things develop as the season comes along. So early on, you're always going to see defense win. But later in the season, that's when you're going to see the big points and the big yards because offenses come together.
So it'll be third down, about 5. And now we got whistles and a flag falls from the back judge.
Delay game, offense number 16. 5 yards remains, third down.
Very uncharacteristic, I think, of the SaberCats to make as many mistakes as they have early in this game.
Yeah, well, you know, there's another rule change again here. This is another one. It's a 35-25 clock in this league now. So as soon as the official blows it dead, it goes to 35 seconds and starts there. It used to be at the official's discretion. Once everybody was heading back to their huddle, he would start the 25-second clock, so you're on your way back. Now it's just a 35-second running clock. That's going to shorten up, I mean, it's going to speed up the game a little bit, and quarterbacks have to get used to it, even Mark Grieve.
So it's third down and 10. Grieve straight back, has to throw off his heels and throws it away. So again, a good push by the Blaze.
Yeah, Utah definitely getting Grieve off his game. He actually had Fred Coleman out to the right if he'd have stayed on that read. But I think he expected Floyd to make that break to the corner route, and Floyd went to the post. So that's just a miscommunication between a quarterback and a young receiver. And I'm going to put my money on Grebe, since he's been doing it for a long time, that he had it right.
Yeah, and that seems to be a recurring theme here. Young receiver. So now it's 4th down. Grebe straight back, has to roll away again, throws underneath, and that's going to be short of the 1st down. Coleman makes the catch, but the Blaze will take over at the 15-yard line. And that's another good stop by the Utah Blaze. And we'll take a stop here too. 3:28 remaining first half. Blaze 17, SaberCats 14.
Good job.
I got to get some of those ears.
I think they'd look great on you.
It is nice.
The scarf, though, the leopard scarf is really your look.
They got to sit there for a long time. There's no litter box here, you know.
And the full mohawk in front.
Nice look.
SaberCats fans. A lot like Raiders fans here.
Yeah, they are. That's true. Incidentally, Amy Gutierrez reports that early reports on James Rowe, a concussion, but that's a lot better than many people thought. To the end zone, incomplete for Pace.
Yeah, you'd always rather hear concussion than some kind of spinal injury, obviously, so good for James's family. We see Jermaine here trying to throw that post. This is really kind of a risky proposal in the Arena League. Remember, if that football hits the net on the end line, it's a live ball. And many quarterbacks have been picked just that way. So good job getting it low enough to get it underneath. You don't always want to take that risk. Now, Jermaine started off hot, but he's incomplete on his last 5 pass attempts.
Now look at it, a 2nd down and 10. The ball at the 16-yard line. There's Pace in motion. Short drop this time, and the throw underneath. The catch is made by Bryant, short of the 1st down, short of the 10-yard line.
Just double hitches, and Tom Pace actually doing a really nice job. We saw him outside release his defender there, got outside Cleveland Thomas, and what that does is it cuts off his pursuit to the outside. The SaberCats were just playing a zone, and so Cleve's responsibility was to run out and cover that flat as soon as he let Pace pass. Well, he couldn't get through Pace to get there, allowed Jermaine Elaine to deliver that football.
3rd down and a short 5. Jermaine this time throws, and Bryant makes the catch. Floyd tried to jump the route, and I thought he was just a little late.
Late and short.
Blaze, yeah.
I don't know exactly what he was diving at. He should have, I mean, if he makes that tackle, maybe he stops the 1st down, but I think he was trying to make a play on the ball. He needs to ensure that tackle first. Whoops.
Right by.
Ole! There he goes into the end zone. Nice job of Arshwante getting in there against Cleveland. Outside of being a good cover guy, Cleveland can hit too. So good job by Arshwante to get in the end zone.
So Vidatic to try the extra point and go for the all-time record here. And he makes it good as the leading kicker in AFL history. And that's pretty impressive. And it's a 24-14 Blaze lead over the SaberCats. 1:20 left, 1st half. So there's a look at the leading kicker in the history of this league. Steve Vidatic, 1,254 points. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, and he's been outstanding his whole career. This is a guy that coaches are always going after if they can get him now with free agency. And not your standard kicker. You know, some of these guys are really weird, and I've known a bunch of weird kickers over the course of my career. He's a football player. I like Vidatic.
Drives this one, and this one could be tough also. Right off the pole, exactly as you said. Coleman cannot hang on to it. It's going to be a touchdown. And that is the 2nd time he's done that, and that's not by accident.
And remember, those points don't go to him. That he just helped his team score a touchdown. That's a 14-point swing once he makes his PAT, because that should have been SaberCats' ball going the other way, but he hits it perfectly off the bottom iron. And once that thing hits the ground, there's no way you can get to it. And there's our Schwante Bryant hustling down to make the play again, of course.
And give the touchdown to Thal Woods, but it's the kicker who made that play.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Vidatic. I told him before the game, I've been mispronouncing his name for the last 11 years since he's been playing. I've been calling him Vidatic. I'll start pronouncing it right now.
Well, he's making a name for himself, I'll say that. Here's Vidatic's try for point. It is up, it is good, and it is a 31-14 lead. 1 minute remaining to be played in the 1st half, and the Blaze handing it to the SaberCats.
Arena football, demonstrated by Kurt Warner and John Elway. Arena quarterbacks pass almost every play. Score so high you'll need oxygen. Running for the sidelines? What sidelines? Offense also plays defense. Oh, one more thing. The field, only 50 yards long.
The Arena Football League, Season 20. Now playing at an arena, television, or computer near you.
Product not yet rated. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Well, there's the hero of the day so far. He's really been responsible for 2 touchdowns.
What is this game coming to? We're talking about kickers all game long.
It's amazing. Well, Darren Arbet has decided he's going to put Cleveland Thomas back there this time, see if he can handle this any better than Coleman did.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I've seen games where it's gotten so bad that you'd put 2 guys back there to make sure, but that up back has to make sure that you secure the ball.
So here he is again, and this one is headed in a perfect position as well. Cleveland Thomas takes it on a hop, spins away from a couple of tacklers, and gets to about the 12-yard line, and that one was not easy to handle.
Well, he got lucky on that bounce, too, that it came straight up to him. If that ball hits on the point, it's going somewhere else. You know, last year the SaberCats had Rasheed Davis, obviously now with Chicago, but in the NFL, excuse me. But they're missing him right now because he was electric as a return guy, and he did a nice job of securing that ball off the nets.
Yeah, it's a growing process. There are 12 new faces on this SaberCats team this year. So just about half the roster wasn't here last year. And quite honestly, it's showing in this first half.
No question.
So Green will try to get something back. Throws, and the ball is caught by Coleman short of the first down at the 20-yard line. In fact, they'll mark it back at the 19.
Marshwante Bryant out there making a big tackle again. Fred Coleman stumbling a little bit on his way back to the huddle. Bryant getting there in a hurry, doing it. That's the beauty of arena football. You know, guys do it on offense, they come back and do it on special teams, and then they make plays on defense. This is football as it used to be.
Yeah.
Iron Man football, and I love that part of this game because you can get that individual matchup for a whole game long with one guy making plays on every side of the ball.
Well, we talk about 12 new faces on this SaberCats team, and that's what the quarterback, Mark Grieve, faces. Here's what he had to say about all the new faces.
It's an adjustment. Any type of change that you have, you know, you have to sort of get used to it and feel it out. I don't think it's as much change as maybe it appears on the outside. You know, we're still running the same plays. We still have a lot of the same guys. We still have a lot of experience at receivers and at the receiver position, and so, you know, I'm comfortable with everything we're doing and with the guys that we have. So from the outside, you know, there are changes, but we're still running the same system.
Well, he ran a quick screen to Pauly that time, and he takes it down to the 20-yard line for a first down. 32 seconds. Clock, of course, is running.
Yeah, now that's a new rule for the Arena League again this year. First downs used to stop the clock, the old college rule, but now the clock continues to run. You need to get on the ball and move it.
Got to hurry here. Straight back Grieve. Comes back against the grain, and it's incomplete. And I think somebody got a hand on it. It might have been Henderson that got a hand on it.
I think he pulled the string on that ball. He was going to come to the backside stop and realized late that Bryant had squatted on that stop. So rather than throwing it, he just pulled the string. You see him come back. I'm going to throw. Oh, wait, he's covered. I know that feeling. Don't want to throw that one. So incomplete pass. That will stop the clock now. They got 16 seconds, second down, and Grieve can strike from anywhere in the field for the touchdown.
The ball at the 20-yard line. Here's Floyd to the near side. Pauly to the far side. Grieve straight back. Look out. Throws incomplete. Intended for Coleman. And again, a big rush put on. Clemons and Henderson were both there.
Yeah, defensive line for Utah doing a great job of really keeping Grieve off balance right now. Add to that, James Rowe isn't in for him, so he doesn't have a guy that he's comfortable hitting that fifth step and throwing on per se. He's looking at some new faces, some young guys that he hasn't thrown to in game situations. It's one thing to do it in practice, but you know once you got the plastic on and you're playing in the games, that's when you really get your timing down, and he hasn't had that situation with any of these receivers, really.
So looking at a third down now. More importantly, only 11 seconds on the clock here, remaining in the half. Grieve this time has to throw from his heels. The ball's caught. There's 5 seconds left. And now it's going to be 4th down. The clock will stop.
So now Brian Schmidt's coming on. Again, the only kicker in the history of the New Orleans Voodoo franchise, obviously not playing this year as a result of all the hurricane damage down there in New Orleans. But Schmidt's over 66% inside of 40 yards, which is really good in this Arena Football League.
This is the 30-yarder. It is no good. So much for the high percentage.
He and his holder talking about the spot right there. Stoney Case's holder. I saw Brian down there telling him, hey, hit that spot.
Not a first half to remember, I don't believe, for Darren Arbette and the San Jose SaberCats. Remember, they scored on their first offensive snap, and after that, just 7 more points while the Blaze put 31 on the board and were threatening constantly. Right now, let's go to Amy Gutierrez, who's with Darren Arbette. Amy?
Well, Coach, it's been a tough game so far, starting off with the loss of James Rowe. I heard a fan say he's the heart and soul of this team. What does the loss of him mean to you and this team right now?
Oh, it's huge for us. You know, he's our best receiver that we have. Rodney Wright is down right now, so we're playing with guys that usually don't play offensive specialists, but we're going to have to make it work.
You've had some uncharacteristic mistakes for the SaberCats, turnovers, penalties. Is it due to just first game nerves? What's your thoughts on that?
We just got to go in and correct it and play football the second half.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach.
All right, thanks very much, Amy. And Darren Arbette being as philosophical, I guess, as he could be, just saying we just got to go out and play football. Quite honestly, didn't play a lot of football in the first half, and his team trails by 17, 31-14 at the half.
Welcome back to the SaberCats Blaze game. There's a familiar face on the Utah Blaze. Quarterback Joe Germain. He was, as a senior on the Ohio State Buckeyes, he made a big name for himself, voted the Big Ten Player of the Year, but it was actually as a junior where he started to get recognition. An Arizona native, he met in 1997 at the Rose Bowl against Arizona State, where he came off the bench as a backup to lead the Ohio State Buckeyes to the win, throwing a game-winning touchdown with 19 seconds left in the game. We got a chance to catch up with Germain earlier today and find out his thoughts on that great Rose Bowl play.
It helped me tremendously. You just I think every quarterback kind of dreams when he's a little kid of being in a situation like that in that type of game to lead a drive to win it at the very end, and I was pretty fortunate enough to be in that situation and fortunate enough to come out on the better end of it.
Germain's team, Utah Blaze, is leading 31-14 against the SaberCats. When we come back, Mike and Barry will be with you.
Is the payment on your adjustable rate mortgage going?
Halftime here at the HP Pavilion, where the Utah Blaze putting a hurt on the hometown San Jose SaberCats, 31-14. I'm Barry Tompkins along with Mike Pawlawski, and Darren Arbette was philosophical, but he's going to have to reach down and find something that definitely was not there in the first half.
Yeah, no question. They're going to have to come up with something big here. They're out 2 guys. But this year, they have now announced the top 20 greatest players as voted on by a historic committee in the Arena Football League. You see there Eddie Brown, former receiver of mine. A bunch of great players on that list. George LaFrance, Jay Gruden, another quarterback, James Barron, Aaron Garcia, Kurt Warner. Everybody knows Kurt Warner, right? One guy on that list who's not playing tonight, though, Barry Wagner, plays for the San Jose SaberCats. He's here, great player, voted number 2.
Yeah, and on the cusp of being the all-time great touchdown scorer in Arena Football League history. And here's what Darren Arbette had to say about his most experienced player.
It's the greatest of all time in the Arena Football League, in my mind. He's the best player to ever play this game. I don't think anybody can be better. Might have an opportunity to match it if they just play outstanding for as long as he has. There'll never be another Barry Wagner in my mind in this league.
Deep down inside, I know. I'm not going to let anyone tell me I'm not. As long as I know in my heart that I am, can no one take that away? And the fans voted. And it was a landslide. I beat everyone by a landslide, but at least the fans know in their heart, and I really respect that.
You know, there's another guy in the building tonight, too, who made more than a little bit of noise in the Arena Football League. Now the offensive coordinator of the Utah Blaze, talking, of course, about Hunky Cooper, great Arena League player.
Yeah, no question. There's a bunch of guys that played with Hunky that'll tell you that he's the greatest that ever played this game. You know, he is an outstanding player in his own right. Hunky fantastic with Danny White, still bringing that Arizona charm up here to Utah.
Yeah, no question about it. Hunky Cooper doing a very good job as the offensive coach. His team's with 31 points on the board in the first half, so he may have a real future, but boy, what a great past as a football player in the Arena League.
Top one, if you ask me. If I, in my unbiased opinion, had anything to say about it. Just an incredible player, you know, his entire career, and you know, on and off the field, he's everything that. If I had 20 Hunky Coopers on my team, that we'd never lose a game.
You know, it's a huge accomplishment, but I think what it does more than anything, Mike, is it says what kind of football team I was on. Every accolade I received, you know, is because of the teammates, because of Randy Gatewood and Mark Tucker and Bo Kelly and Cedric Bonner and Cecil Doggett. Never had to draw a special play for me. I know we were going to go out and we were going to fight for each other, so that award is something that I accept on all of our behalf as an Arizona Rattler, and I'm grateful for it, and the other guys too.
Well, 20 years of Arena football history, and a lot of pretty outstanding names have come along in that time. Got to make a little history tonight, though, if you're the San Jose SaberCats, down 7. Where they have to make up a 17-point deficit. That is not easy to do in the Arena League. Let's take a look at some highlights from the first half, Mike.
Well, the first pass, always that sale, James Rowe. Huge loss for the SaberCats. James Rowe injured, taken off the field. Right now they're saying concussion, but Utah comes back. Ty with a nice pass to Sia Burley. Grieve with a great ball here. Touchdown for the SaberCats. Jermaine comes back and strikes himself. Big long pass. Schwante Bryant makes a nice adjustment on the ball for the touchdown for Utah. And then it was turnovers. Ball's off the net. Jermaine, once again, Floyd making the dive, but Schwante Bryant being quick enough to get in the end zone. And the ball coming off the net one more time. Special teams playing a big part. Blaze recovering for 6 right there. Attack being a big part of this game so far as a kicker.
Yeah, no question about it. 2 turnovers, 5 penalties, and they have all cost the San Jose SaberCats. 31-14 at the half. We prepare to start the second. 31-14 as we prepare to start the second half. Right now, let's go down to the field. Amy Gutierrez with Danny Wright. Amy?
Coach, you've had a year off from the AFL. You made quite an outing here tonight. Your thoughts on the team and your coming back to the AFL?
Well, it's great to be back. You know, it was a nice year off. It was nice to kind of regroup a little bit. But it's exciting to be part of a new franchise, and great ownership in Salt Lake City, and we're thrilled with the way we're playing tonight. This is going to be icing on the cake if we can play the second half like we did the first half.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Well, I tell you, as an AFL alumni up here, this ain't the Arena Football League without Danny White, so it's great to have him back in the league as well.
Great offensive mind. There's no question about it. And his team, as he said, his team's playing really very well for the first time out here. A whole new conglomeration of players, even though there are some familiar faces. Here's Cleveland Thomas. Thomas got a little room, needed a block, didn't get it, stopped at the 23-yard line, but good field position to start the second half.
Well, we mentioned earlier, Cleveland Thomas in the return of kicks. Rodney Wright, the offensive specialist with the SaberCats, out now. Turf toe, they say he's questionable. It's the first game of the season. I would not expect to see him back in the game. So they're missing James Rowe, they're missing Rodney Wright. Mark Grieve working with a bunch of young receivers, guys that haven't been around him very much right now.
So he's got Floyd out there, he's got Paulie out there, he's got Coleman out there, and they've had to go almost the whole way. Grieve 12 of 19 in the first half, 97 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Here's Floyd underneath, and he's stopped immediately by Damon. Make it Damon. Numbers at the end of the first half, and you can see the first downs are very equal, so is the passing yardage, but the turnovers and the penalties really were the difference in the game.
Yeah, and you got to add in there, you know, turnovers on downs as well. So I don't think until the end nobody went for a field goal, right? I think they forgot how to kick field goals in the Arena Football League for a second here.
Vitek made one early, of course. There's a little toss for a first down and more. Brian Johnson on the receiving end of that. He takes it all the way down to the 4-yard line.
Last year, the SaberCats were without Brian Johnson. Actually, over in the World Football League, have been signed by the 49ers. He's a great asset to get back this year. Extremely explosive. And actually, talking to Hunky Cooper before the game, he said, man, you guys are lucky to have him out here. He has such a motor. Converted over from that defensive line side of the ball, and now he's a fullback linebacker. Who'd have thought he'd been in a stand-up position?
Big guy. 6'3", 253, played at New Mexico. Historically, the Cats have run the ball in this situation, and now Mark Reeb sees something he doesn't like, and he's going to call a timeout early here.
Well, you saw him drop that left foot back. He was trying to send a receiver in motion, and his receivers didn't know who was supposed to go.
So we'll take a timeout as well. 13:10 remaining in the third quarter. It's a 31-14 Blaze lead. Yard line now with a first down. And here's what they had in mind in the first place. And a pitch this time to Johnson. And Johnson head down, gets close, but not enough. Stopped at about the 1-yard line.
We talked a little bit about Brian Johnson, but a great job by a big guy, actually, to keep his shoulders square and hit that line of scrimmage downhill.
Yeah, he looks like a guy who's been a running back.
Yeah, like he's been running the football his whole life, doesn't he? I tell you, we watched walkthrough yesterday for Utah, and you knew they had something going on out there. The Blaze were sharp. They were hustling around. They looked good. Danny had them all dressed alike, looking alike. You knew they had something alike, looking alike. You knew they had something together. I don't think the SaberCats expected this, though.
And a give this time, and stopped short again was Coleman. Looked like he might have got in, but the ball never crossed the plane of the goal.
I don't know if it was Pace or Schwante Bryant, but somebody hit him hard at the line of scrimmage and actually stopped him cold in his tracks. But that's a gang tackle. Watch Pace coming from the inside here, setting it up, and there's our Schwante Bryant coming over the top, just stopping him. Nice job by a defensive back making a stop, and it's a good call by the official. He was down.
And now it is third down. And you can't get any closer without having a touchdown. Give this time is to Coleman again. He's going to lose yardage. And now it's going to be fourth down.
And this is such a tough place. If you can't run the football effectively in the Arena Football League, to be able to pass down here, all those lanes that you have in the big field are so tight. And you see Utah doing a nice job of jamming up that middle, giving Brian Henderson an opportunity to pursue from the backside.
Johnson got up limping, and he will leave, and Phil Glover will replace him. And the ball back at the 1-yard line now, fourth down.
Just a chip shot if you go for it. Just, you know, it's even closer than a point after touchdown, but SaberCats obviously wanted to get on the board big here, close that gap a little bit with the touchdown. This close, you want to come away with 7 points.
And it would be a huge lift, of course, if the Blaze can get a stop here. So they run it 3 times. Now it's fourth down. And as we said earlier, the field gets very short here. They give it this time to Glover, and Glover is in. Touchdown, SaberCats.
Good job of blocking up front by Rex Richards, that SaberCat offensive line. You know, Glover, top running back for Arizona last year down with the Rattlers. Just a quick toss to the outside. You see him make a nice cut up inside. Rex Richards doing a nice job with the kick-out block there, clearing the lane for Glover.
So Glover scores the touchdown. Now he's the snapper on the extra play. There's something you don't see very much.
Well, it took 4 attempts, but they finally got it in the end zone.
Yeah. Try for point now. Schmitz, not a good snap, but Schmitz gets it up and through, and it is a 31-21 ball game.
Now Glover was still celebrating his touchdown.
I think that's right. 10:43 left third quarter. Blaze will get it for the first time in the second half. They now lead. 10:43 remaining third quarter. Blaze will have it for the first time. You know, you could win a trip to Las Vegas for Arena Bowl 20 and a shot at $1 million on June 11th. Register at arenafootball.com. The contest is open to U.S. residents 21 and older, and no purchase is necessary.
That's it. I'm registering.
Go for it. Now there is a bad kick. But it's controlled by Cleveland Thomas. The bad turns into something good.
Yeah, now I think the SaberCats will argue with you. If that ball hits the wall, it's out of bounds. But if it did not touch the wall, it's a live ball, onside kick. SaberCats recover. Cats ball. We're going to see here. Nice job by Schmitz. Getting a good high bounce on it. Right there, hit the wall. So it's a Blaze ball. Nice job of pursuit by the SaberCats, but that bounced right into the dasher boards.
Struck the wall. Under arena rules, if it strikes the wall, the ball is out of bounds.
Now in regular downs, regular play, that ball will be live even if it hits the wall. But because it is a kicking down, anytime on a kick that ball hits the wall, it becomes a dead ball.
So what it does, it gives the Blaze outstanding field position inside the 15-yard line of the SaberCats. Calculated risk, and I think you have to do it.
Yeah, you know, this game's a game of possessions. You figure teams are going to score in the 70 to 80% range anyway. If you can get that ball back and go for a touchdown, now all of a sudden you're only down 3 points if you're the SaberCats.
So here comes Burley in motion. First offensive snap of the second half. Jermaine throws. Bryant makes the catch. Touchdown, Blaze, and a late flag comes in. And I think this is going to be against the SaberCats. It's not going to make any difference.
It's going to be a hold on Washburn.
I think it's going to go the other way.
Yeah.
Holding, offense number 44. 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
Well, one of the things that Ronnie Washburn's going to have to do, he's a linebacker by nature. He's going to have to learn how to protect. You see him playing that tight end spot right here, getting those hands outside. And that's not how you have to do it. You have to keep those hands inside. Once you get a hand on either side of a guy, the officials are going to see that, and they're going to call that a hold every time.
It's interesting because George Williams was gesturing as though it was on him.
Oh, he was looking for the hold. You know those D-liners are always held. Every play they're saying they're held, which is probably right.
They probably are, yeah. So it'll be first down back near midfield now. Here's Pace coming in motion. Short drop this time. Jermaine throws. Ball's caught by Pace. That'll get it back down to the 13-yard line. A little more than the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be second down, about 8. Just a short drop that time by Joe Jermaine.
And Pace almost lost the ball there at the end. Nice tackle. Likely Van teaming up with Floyd.
Second down, 8 for a first down, 13 for a touchdown. Jermaine with a lot of time, started to run out of time and throws it away.
Yeah, smart play, getting rid of that football. Don't take the sack. You know, the things that kill your offensive continuity are penalties and sacks. Now, you know, in this league, penalties set you back 10 yards. You can pick that up pretty quickly. But what it does, it sets an emotional tone for your team. Taking those penalties, taking the sacks. We saw one penalty already. Just did a nice job. You throw it away. Don't take the sack because then you put yourself in a real emotional hole as an offense if you do.
So it'll be third down now and 9. Jermaine straight back screen this time, and that's nothing doing as Henderson on the receiving end of the screen might have gotten a yard. Now it's going to be fourth down.
Yeah, trying to come back with a little something out of SaberCats playbook. And Burley has just had a tough time with Cleveland Thomas all night long. You know, he was set up to be a blocker on this play, but you can tell he's frustrated. He needs to get off the line of scrimmage. If he wants to be a premier offensive specialist in this league, you cannot be jammed in high motion, period. And right now, he needs to get off versus Cleveland Thomas. And again, that's why Cleveland's been so good for so long. You know, he does this. He frustrates receivers.
Danny White's going to call a timeout here and make sure he has the right play. Fourth down, 31-21 ball game. So a turnover on downs here would be a real factor for the SaberCats. We'll jump away. We're coming back to the HP Pavilion after this. And about 8. They are 0 for 1 in fourth down conversions in this game. And the crowd into it here. Burley in motion. Jermaine throws for Burley, and there's a flag. No question
Definitely
about that
PI.
one. No question.
Going for the throw behind. That's the way Cleveland likes to play. Play that back hip pocket. I think that's a great choice. That's classic Danny White right there. Okay, you've been getting pressed. Just get the outside release. What Jermaine's trying to do is throw this high and behind so that he can stop.
Both
Either he makes that catch for a
pass
touchdown.
Interference defense, number 8. Penalties after this is going to go automatic first down.
So either Burley makes that catch for a touchdown, or they definitely get the pass interference. And if Cleveland doesn't create the pass interference, then they're definitely going to get the catch. So that is a classic Danny White call down the goal line. That is brilliant offense.
Let's see the penalty situation. 6 penalties against the SaberCats. They had one refused also. So now a first down at the 6-yard line. And they give it to Clemons, and he's going to get it inside the 5 to about the 3. As we said, Clemons no small guy at 275.
Yeah, none of these fullbacks, really, they're all just guards in the backfield that can carry the ball. You know, they have eligible numbers so that they can carry the football or catch passes, but they're really offensive guards playing that position because most of the time they're blocking.
So it'll be second down and 3 yards to go for a touchdown. Give it to Pace this time. Tries to follow a Clemons block, and he stood straight up at about the 2. It'll be third down. Pace, and we mentioned this earlier, was a running back at Arizona State.
He didn't really want to hit that hole very hard, though. All those big bodies in there. I think if he breaks it outside, he might have had a little more, but he was doing a good job of following his block. You see if he gets that outside edge, maybe he gets the goal line, but nice job of pursuit by that San Jose defense. A lot of green shirts around the ball at the end.
Going to mark it right back at the original line of scrimmage. 2 for 5 on third downs for the Blaze, and they're looking at another one right here. And here's Clemons on the short side. Nothing doing.
And he keeps pushing.
Yeah, he does keep pushing. He almost got there.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fourth down.
I almost thought he was going to squirt out towards the end there. Started to get a little movement late. Just running to the short side. Had all the receivers over there just trying to kind of a student body right with all the bodies on that side. But SaberCats able to bow up and just keep him out of the end zone.
They didn't give much forward progress either. The ball's just inside the 3, and now it's fourth down. They've run it the first 3 times in this series. And we mentioned it earlier, it's not so easy to throw the football when you get down this close. Another timeout going to be called here by Danny White. Well, they're going to say it's a penalty delay of game. I'm sorry, I apologize. That's right. They're going to back it up to the 7-yard line. Now, I'm not all, as a quarterback, you get a little more room to operate.
In this league, I want to throw from the 7-yard line. You know, rather than being down on the 2-yard line, it gives you more options. You can throw it or you can kick it.
They're going to kick it here.
Yeah.
Goodhines already has one. And this one is merely perfect. And that'll make it a 34-21 ball game. But again, I have to think as a defense, you got to consider that a moral victory.
No, absolutely. If you get a stop, especially down that close to the goal line in the Arena Football League, it's definitely a big victory. You see Darren Arbette over there congratulating his guys for stiffening up down in the red zone. You know, it could have been a 2-touchdown game. Instead, it's just an extra field goal now. Still a 2-touchdown game, excuse me, but it could have been an extra 3 points or an extra 4 points tacked on there. So, and this game is such a game of possession. We've seen the bounces off the nets. We've seen the bounces off the iron. Any turnover is a huge swing. So SaberCats defense making a big stop there against Utah keeps them in this football game.
So let's see who Darren Arbette puts back there. He's going to put Cleveland Thomas back there again. Coleman muffed a couple of them, and they each resulted in a touchdown.
So the question is going to be, how do they get something going on offense? You know, without their top 2 receivers back and their offensive specialist, Rodney Wright, and without James Rowe here, they're going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat to try to make something happen in their passing game.
Yeah, not much has happened, and the Blaze has been able to get a pretty good push on Mark Greek, so he hasn't had all the time in the world to find someone either. So here's Vidatic again. And this one also drops softly off the netting. And Cleveland Thomas, now he's got room. He's the 20 and out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Stopped by the kicker.
Actually got good pad level there for the kicker. Got his shoulders down. Held on to Thomas for a while.
So pretty good field position to start things here for the SaberCats. So about a yard short of midfield.
No, I was wrong. He didn't have good pad level. He tackled like a kicker.
But he tackled.
He did tackle, exactly.
So it's Pauly, Floyd, and Coleman, and they've had to go virtually the whole game. This is Coleman. Close to a first down. Might be a little bit short.
You know, Utah hasn't really, they haven't had to, but they haven't come up and played a lot of pressure defense, no man. They're getting a good pass rush right now. They're sitting in that high zone. You know, I think they just assume the SaberCats run some time off the clock. Fine, get the completions because the clock continues to run even if you're out of bounds, but work the clock down.
3:52 remaining here in the third quarter. Here's Pauly on a quick screen. Pauly dancing and finally gets it going forward, but he's going to be stopped after a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards.
Great tackle out there by Scott Pospisil. Big man out there trying to tackle one of the skill players on turf. That's not easy to do. Now this is just a screen. It's actually a lateral. It's not actually a pass. You see Pospisil coming from that defensive line position making a tackle. Good job by a big man.
2nd down and 7. Grebe, short drop again, floats it out. Coleman fell down. It's intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone by Kevin Hunter. And now Hunter's got to do something. He loses the ball out of the back of the end zone. And they're going to say touchback, I believe. Safety.
I don't know if that is a safety or a touchback. He fumbled that ball out the back of the end zone.
Well, one of the officials was signaling touchback.
Yeah, one of the officials gave us a touchback, and they're having a discussion about it right now.
SaberCats trying to claim safety.
Yeah.
I think they might be saying touchback.
The pass put the ball in the end zone by rule. It is a touchback. First down on the 5-yard line.
Well, there you are. That was just a case of Coleman falling down.
Well, he caught that ball in the end zone. I know if the offense, if you fumble that ball out of the back of the end zone, it's a safety. So that's the extent of my official knowledge of that ruling.
There you are. That was good.
They get paid for this stuff. I just got to come up here and comment on it. So I'll let them make the calls.
It's early in the season. You know, this is our preseason. First of 3 games you'll be seeing here on Fox Sports Net. That's for those of you in the Bay Area. Here comes Key in motion. And a quick toss to Burley. Burley makes the catch. Stopped short of the first down at about the 14-yard line. Danny White taking what's there.
Oh yeah, take the quick hitch. That's in this league you've got to throw that hitch enough. Because if you don't, defensive backs will start to sit back on your guys and wait for them to come to them. If they know you're going to throw a 5-step all the time, they'll sit and wait and take away your deep game. You start throwing the hitch, now it makes these guys more aggressive. They come up, they try to jump those routes and make the stop, and it opens up your posts and your goes and the corners over the top.
And they did give him progress to the 15-yard line, so it is a first down. Once again, Key comes in motion. Jermaine in trouble, and down he goes. On his shoulders, Joe Jacobs.
Like a wild man.
Yeah, down below. Also there was Huddleston.
So Jacobs with a big strip earlier, now with the big sack around the outside. Just coming clean. Doing a little sack dance there for us.
Yeah. We'll take it back to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I can tell you from firsthand experience, he doesn't have a lot of rhythm when it comes to dancing. Great pass rusher, great pass protector actually as well. But he can't dance.
Going to get a timeout called by the Blaze here. Danny White going to talk it over, and you look at Sire Burley, and by and large, SaberCats have done a pretty good job on him, but he's a guy that Danny White absolutely counts on.
He's going to be the offensively the guy that everything revolves around. Now, you know, as an old quarterback, I also understand that it doesn't matter if you've got Superman at the OS if the quarterback doesn't have time to get him the ball. So we've got to build those guys up front. We've got to get better. We've got to get stronger, and this is a work in progress in that area.
I think they're doing a pretty good job tonight, though. That was the first sack right there.
Yeah, doing a nice job. You know, in this league, it used to be that you'd have offensive linemen a lot in a lot of spots, and you'd protect kind of coming in. The nature of the game has changed such that people want to rush the passer first. So you bring in defensive linemen and you teach him to protect. So he's got some guys that can rush the passer. Right now they're learning to protect. And you're going to go through growing pains like that, and Jermaine gets to take the brunt of it.
Jermaine straight back. Throws wide open this time is Damon. Damon takes it to the 20-yard line. First down at the 19-yard line of the SaberCats.
And a nice ball delivered on time. Jermaine got back, hit his 5th step, delivered that to the corner out there. Good route, good drop, good protection.
Gain of 26.
That's perfect AFL execution.
And the ball inside the 19-yard line. Well, you want to be productive coming out of a timeout, and they sure were. Jermaine this time going end zone for Damon. Again, a lot of bumping going on, but no flag. Aaron Damon out of Southern University.
Former SaberCat as well, another guy that played in the green for a while. See Jermaine trying to throw that sail route again. When I say sail, it's that quick corner. Just not quite able to get there.
So it's going to be second down now. Danny White coaching on the fly here, giving Damon some pointers.
Well, and that's gonna, you know, that's what's going to happen. You have an expansion franchise, new guys in your system, talented, but you have to get them on the same page.
And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter, and the Blaze continues to lead the SaberCats 34-21.
66975
Welcome back, Arena Football on FSN, brought to you by Champ Sports, the official retailer of the Arena Football League. And by Las Vegas, home of Arena Bowl 20, Sunday, June 11th. And by EA Sports, Arena Football. Football is more fun indoors. And let me say, I've been calling Aaron Damon. It's Damon.
Yeah, Aaron Damon. Ex-SaberCats, ex-Rattlers, kind of all over the field here tonight.
There's pace in motion on second down. Jermaine now has a lot of time, runs out of time, throws underneath. The ball's caught by Pace, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down at the 10-yard line. It'll be third down and a yard.
And if Jermaine would have held that ball for one more step, Joe Jacobs would have absolutely dismantled him.
Yeah.
He was coming full speed, and Jermaine got lucky. He did a little jump pass there at the end, because if he'd have been flat on his feet, Jacobs would have taken him to the cleaners.
And they mark it at about the 11-yard line, so actually it'll be third down and a long 2. Just underway, fourth quarter. It's a 13-point Blaze lead. They give it on a handoff to Clemons. He's going to be stopped short of the first down by about a half a yard. So it'll be fourth down.
What do you want to bet they go for it?
I would think they would.
Seems to be the trend tonight, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Danny go for the end zone on this. Take a shot for 6.
Why not?
You know, SaberCats are going to come up and play press defense right now. You know they're going to play tight man. Take a shot. Run away from it.
Well, you see that a lot in the Arena League. That's what the SaberCats did earlier.
And this isn't a good sign. Too many guys don't know where they're going pre-snap.
Yeah, timeout wisely called by Joe Jermaine. And that is the last timeout for Utah. So they've used up all their timeouts here. We'll take a timeout as well. 34-21 Blaze. Looking at a fourth down.
Your face, Barry Wagner. Barry, how frustrated are you watching this game on the sideline?
Well, it's very frustrating right now to see our guys out there playing with short guys. We had 2 of our stop and hopefully make this stop.
Well, that was good. Oh, Barry and Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks very much. A near pick in the end zone. It was 4th down off a pass by Pace.
Yeah, a little trick play by Danny White.
And so the SaberCats will take over, and that's a very big play in this game. Cats down by 13. Plenty of time, 13:32 remaining.
Terrence Joseph's in perfect position to make that play. Good job staying home, really. You know, you think of it 3rd and short like that as a defensive back, you're going to try to react up, make a tackle, stop the first down. Instead, TJ staying home, defending the pass.
So now short of the 10-yard line. Grebe straight back, throws for Coleman, makes the catch, and is knocked out of bounds at about the 24.
Nice job by Coleman, flattening that route off underneath. Arizona was playing a zone over the top. You'll see a safety on top of him. He just flattens it off. Doesn't give Hunter a chance to drive on that ball. Grebe puts the ball right where it has to be. Starting to get a little communication between those two. A feel, a real time.
Seems like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Ball just short of midfield. There's Coleman in motion again. Grebe straight back. Look out. Throws a duck up there, and it's almost picked. Pace was the closest man to it, but he took a real shot from Washburn.
Yeah, underneath the arm at the same time. Ronnie Washburn getting there in Grebe's rib cage. Just as he's going to deliver this ball, watch his right arm comes up, and there's Washburn to hit him right in the elbow. Oof. That doesn't feel good.
So it'll be 2nd down. Grebe has stayed remarkably healthy through his career. He's been under siege tonight. Quick toss to Floyd. Floyd can't break the first tackle. Woods right in his grill.
Yeah, you know, Grebe, tough quarterback. He's a guy that can take a shot, and he does take shots. He's had nice protection here. Obviously, he missed the one Arena Bowl when he broke his collarbone. But outside of that, really healthy. You know, a lot of that has to do with toughness. A lot of guys can't take the shot and get back up and keep playing through the injuries and the pain, and they'll miss games. Grebe's not that kind of guy. He'll keep coming back and taking it until he can't take it anymore.
So it's 3rd down now, and 9. Grebe straight back. Hit as he throws, but the ball's caught by Pauly. And Grebe took another pretty good shot there.
Yeah. The Blaze is getting after it. I tell you what, that's going to win them a lot of games this year. Defensive rush makes a huge difference in this league because it's such a quick decision league for quarterbacks. Not every quarterback they face is going to be as good as Mark Grebe at making a quick decision. They're going to have guys that try to hold on to the football for a while, and then when you get home against that, it changes the game.
Flag is down this time. Might be a freebie. Throw underneath to Coleman at about the 6-yard line. Grebe's got to unload the ball very quickly.
Yeah, but he's doing a nice job of getting rid of it right now. And SaberCats doing a nice job of calling plays which allow him to get rid of it. Not trying to make him hold it to throw the ball downfield.
It's going to go against the Blaze, I'm pretty sure. And I'm sure they'll take the play as well.
Offsides, defense. Number 99. Penalties 5 yards from previous spot. Repeat first down.
Well, they're not going to take the play. They're going to take the penalty, and they'll get another down.
Brian Henderson again getting up just a little bit early. But that's all part of that pass rush. You know, you have to keep that tenacity if you want to keep getting after the quarterback. And Utah's doing a good job of it. Right now, Grebe just quicker with the ball.
Straight back, Grebe again. Pump fakes, and that's enough to have his man right on him, and that is Olsen with a sack all the way back at the 20-yard line. No second chances for Mark Grebe tonight.
Yeah, Utah doing a good job. Watch, Grebe wanted to get rid of that ball, but Fred Coleman crossed the back of the end zone. Just a little interference back there by Kelvin Hunter, and Grebe had to hold that football, allows Olsen to get home. See, sacks aren't always just defensive pass rush. Oftentimes it's the secondary out there doing their job too.
Second sack, as you saw, for the Utah Blaze. Now it's 2nd down on a whole bunch. Grebe has to unload quickly again. He does so, and the ball's caught by Floyd, but only a gain of about 3 to the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd down.
Nice move by Floyd there at the end. You see Darren Arbette pointing. Rex Richards was in there mixing it up at the end of the play. Just absolutely flat back somebody from that center position.
So now it's 3rd down. Inside of 9:15 remaining to be played here in the 4th quarter. SaberCats trail by 13. Grebe again throws. One hops it to Pauly at about the 2-yard line. Now it'll be 4th down.
Pauly has to come back out of that route. Remember, we talked about that earlier when Floyd got into it but didn't come back. You see Grebe throwing that low and away. Pauly didn't drive back out of that route. If he does, he gets to that ball in time. As he gets to the top of his route here, now he needs to come back downhill. But instead, he doesn't. And when he doesn't come back downhill, that ball's uncatchable.
They're going to bring Schmitz on to try a field goal here. Try to cut this lead to 10. This time a good snap and a good hold, and the kick is no good. So that is the second miss by Schmitz, who, as you pointed out earlier, is a very accurate kicker. Schmitz is trying to say, hey, it went up higher than it's supposed to go. It should have been considered good. Goes no good. It remains a 34-21 ball game, 8:23 remaining, and you could win a trip to Las Vegas for Arena Bowl 20 and a shot at $1 million on June 11th. Register at arenafootball.com. The contest open to U.S. residents 21 and older. No purchase is necessary. What do you have to do to win $1 million?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a contest at the end.
And I'm sure it's not easy.
I'm sure. Good snap count again by Jermaine.
Well, the SaberCats uncharacteristically making a lot of mistakes in this first week.
Offsides, defense number 96. Unabated to the quarterback. Penalties 5 yards. It remains 1st down.
You know, even if you don't win that $1 million, that Arena Bowl is a good time. That's a great trip.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Well, I think this league has marketed itself just perfectly. I really do. You know, they haven't tried to make comparisons. They've tried to be their own entity, and I think they've become that.
Yeah, I mean, it really is its own game. Arena football is unique to itself.
And it's fun. Jermaine throws, caught by Burley, 1st down.
I think right now Danny will be satisfied. Just work it down, throw hitches, throw screens, some stops.
Yeah, the clock is his ally. 7:45 remaining.
And it runs. So if you can work it down, even if you go out of bounds or incomplete passes, if you work the ball downfield, that clock continues to run until the 1-minute timing rules.
There are the numbers on Grebe: 20 of 29, 165 yards, and for Jermaine, 14 of 22 for 156. That may cause a flag.
Yeah, Nakia Adderson just getting off the ball up there at that nose guard position.
In the meantime, it's another 5 yards.
Yeah, you know, if you're the center on this one, you're saying, hey, great job with the snap count. Now, how about if we just go on one so I don't get my hat handed to me?
And you mentioned it earlier, I think you can credit Joe Jermaine with causing some of this.
Yeah, he's doing a very nice job with that snap count. Knowing that SaberCats now defensively trying to get that ball back, you know, they're going to be bringing it up front, that defensive line. Use your snap count. Take them out of the game.
1st down and 5. There's Jermaine to throw, going for it all. He's got Bernie out in front. Touchdown. And that was as good as you could do it.
And you notice the matchup there? Burley had been playing in that middle against Clevan Thomas. Instead, they moved him to the short side of the field. They got him against a 2-way player. Actually, I think it had Terrence Josephs out there, but instead of going against Clevan, they got a matchup against Terrence Josephs. He got off the ball, and Jermaine was able to get it to him downfield. That is Arena Football Strategy 101. If your man is not getting off the ball, make him go against somebody else.
4 catches, 85 yards, couple of scores for the veteran Burley, and now the try for point. And the Blaze looking very good in their first ever outing. 41-21, Utah by 26-27 remaining to be played. It's a long way back for the San Jose SaberCats. Welcome back, Barry Tompkins, Mike Pawlawski. So much for working the clock. It took 2 plays, 45 yards, and 1 minute and 56 seconds for the Blaze to score.
Work the clock, score a touchdown, you know, one or the other.
Either way. Meantime, they lead it by 20 with 6:27 remaining, and a very impressive first performance for the Utah Blaze. Vita Tick, who's been one of the heroes of this game, knocks it out the back of the end zone. Now we'll come to the 2.5-yard line.
That's a great kick, too. Kick it, if you can kick it either through the soft net or below the soft net, which is that net that hangs in the uprights there, get that touchback every time. As a special teams coach, you'll take that. San Jose, historically, a great offense. You can see most points single season. Top 2 right there. Tonight, they've had a rough time. And in large part due to the fact that James Rowe is out, Rodney Wright is out. They're missing guys like Rasheed Davis, who was here last year. James Hunden, who was their OS, who had to retire because of an injury.
Grieve out of his own end zone. Look out, in trouble, has to throw it away, and just barely got out of the end zone.
Yeah, just barely got away from that being a safety. Good job bringing pressure by Utah again. You see, they're just closing down that pocket. They're getting out there, forcing Grieve to scramble up in. Bernard Holsey up there on one side.
Well, he's been under siege all night long.
Yeah. Garrett Smith out there on the other corner. I couldn't get his name for a second there, but these guys just bringing pressure.
Big time play defensively that time also by Kelvin Hunter. Hunter's had a nice game.
Yeah, Hunter, another guy who migrated up from Arizona, followed Danny White up to Utah. And you're seeing a lot of the characteristics of that Arizona team, the Rattlers, up here in this Utah Blaze. And I tell you what, Utah fans have to be happy about that, because playing the Rattlers was a bear. I can tell you from firsthand experience, that was a good football team.
3rd down underneath to Pauly. He's going to be stopped short of the 1st down. So now it's going to be 4th down again, and there's no choice here.
No, they got to go for it. And all the time, the clock continues to tick.
That's exactly right. 4:50 remaining, and a 20-point Blaze lead, and there's just nothing available downfield. It's not that it's not available, it's just that Grieve doesn't have time to look downfield.
Yeah, he can't hit his 5th step, hitch up and throw it, and that's really disrupted this whole passing game. Plus, he doesn't have the confidence right now without his 2 main guys in there.
So it'll be 4th down, about a yard. Grieve going for it all here to Pauly. Can't hang on. It flags down, and that was a grab on Hunter.
Yeah, he came up with that backside hand. His left hand was definitely there. Right hand came up and drove through. If it was just that right hand, I think he gets away with it. But it's that backside hand all the time for these DBs.
Pass interference defense.
See that left hand?
Number 21.
Right there, pushing and
10 yards from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Pushing and grabbing before that ball ever got there. Pulling at Pauly. That's the one that gets you in trouble.
Yeah, no question about it.
And they always argue. They never, nobody ever commits a foul.
Of course. Mark short of midfield at the 24. And a new set of downs. Grieve has to throw under siege again. That time it was Powell who was coming hard. Lewis Powell. Just a rookie in this league.
Yeah, homegrown. Another player from University of Utah.
Yeah, they got a few guys. They got 2 guys from BYU. They got a couple of guys from Utah. Guy from Utah State.
Defense, illegal twist on number 98. Penalties 5 yards from previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Well, that'll explain why he gets home, too. In a game of arena football, linemen are not allowed to twist. They have to stay inside. The only 2 people on the field that can twist are the fullback Mac, which is that linebacker, and the nose guard. They can twist. Everybody else has to stay in their lane. Outside guys have to upfield rush. Inside guy has to rush in one of the A-gaps.
And the pass this time underneath to the running back Brian Johnson, who incidentally is back in there after having limped off a little earlier.
Nice catch by the big man. So he's shown he can rush the passer, he can run the ball, and he can make the catch too.
2nd down at about 4. Grieve straight back, throws, got Pauly, touchdown.
And he got rid of that on timing. The short field allowed him to throw that ball on timing, which kept the pressure off him. Nice job by Mark Grieve to deliver that pass accurately because he's been getting hit a lot, and that's where the quarterback's accuracy suffers. Watch him take 5 steps here, hitch up, and throw the ball on time. That's what he has to do, and he got it done there.
And Pauly with a nice grab, was covered pretty well, but ball thrown to the perfect place, and Pauly with the touchdown catch. Schmitz try for point, man snap, but Stoney Case got it spotted. Schmitz drove it through. Not over yet. 2:52 remaining to Blaze 41. The SaberCats 28. We're coming back.
AFL's 20 Greatest Highlights Countdown continues.
Well, a 13-point differential now. What do you do here? Do you onside?
You know, you can go for it late. 1-minute timing rule, time to onside. It wouldn't surprise me if Darren did try it, get the quick change of possession. But, you know, there's a chance your defense can get it back if you can bring some heat, get Jacobs in there, Nakia Adderson, get some guys that can really rush them. I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but it's also not a bad idea.
And here is the onside kick, and it's handled nicely that time. No question about it. And it was Pace. Yep. Right at the 10-yard line. Calculated risk, had to do it. 2:49 left, 13-point deficit. Got to get the ball back. Got to score twice. Roll the dice.
Yeah, you know, it's not bad to take the shot. With the 1-minute timing rules, there's a chance to get the ball back, but you need those 2 scores, and that's the big piece of it. The problem is now if Utah takes this ball and punches it in, now you're going to need 3 scores.
That's right, and it's over.
Well, it's never over in arena football.
Well, that's true. No,
this game,
true.
you are never out of it. Turnovers, off the net, all the craziness that can happen in this game. You know, I've seen some big swings in a short period of time, but it makes it a whole lot harder to come back from 3 touchdowns than 2.
At the 10-yard line, Jermaine. Looking for Burley in the end zone. Couldn't quite hang on. Nice job by Jacobs.
Well, Burley pleaded in his case that he had a pass interference, and I think he has a reasonable argument there.
Joseph, I thought, did a pretty good job, though.
Great job defending him at the line of scrimmage. But we talked about that throw behind before. That's what he's going for. You see Burley getting mixed up here. Okay, Terrence has got his hands on him. Ball's in the air. Hands still on him. You know, 2 guys, let him play. Let him be physical.
And the clock continues to tick inside of 2 minutes now. Jermaine rolls out, throws underneath for Skaggs. Can't hang on. One of the few poor passes Jermaine has thrown today.
Yeah, learning to run, throw on the run in this league where you got to get out in a hurry. That ball just drifted with him. His momentum carried him to the sideline. You know, for Utah, the good thing is that doesn't kill the clock. An incomplete pass, not in the 1-minute timing rule, doesn't kill the clock, so San Jose has to burn a timeout here.
With 1:31 remaining to be played, let's take a look at our ADT defensive plays of the game.
Well, early on, Big Joe Jacobs for the SaberCats getting it done off the edge. You see the big upfield rush in the strip here. Got the ball for the Cats, which they turned around and put it in the end zone, but it was costly because James Rowe out of the game. And then Kelvin Hunter coming back. So not just the ADT defensive play, but plays of the game. Big interception there for the Blaze.
Joe Jermaine now 15 of 25, 186 yards, 5 touchdowns. Pace 6 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown, and Burley 4 for 65 and 2 scores. Not a bad debut.
Not bad. You know, I don't think anybody would have predicted this kind of an outcome, but you can never take a Danny White coach team lightly. I mean, he knows this game in and out. He knows how to select talent. He's got Hunky Cooper, Flint Fleming, 2 Arena League veterans on his staff. They're going to get these guys straight in a hurry, and so far the Blades have really impressed me.
3rd down. And he got him again. That was a lot of finger pointing that one of the linemen, offensive linemen, pulled up, but
center did have a little hitch there. Hans Olsen, but you know, that whole green wave of the defensive line for SaberCats was already moving.
Offsides, number 79, defense. Player made contact with the offensive player, 5 yards.
Well, there you are.
And that's Rex Richards. They called it on nose guard, but they could have called it on basically anybody on that defensive front for San Jose. And here goes the wave of green shirts. Everybody, yep, there's your contact. Good call by the official.
So now it's 3rd down, but at the 5-yard line. That is the 5th offside penalty called against the SaberCats tonight.
Early season.
Yep. At the 5-yard line. Jermaine with time, throws, end zone, caught, Burley, touchdown.
Great pass, great route by Burley. You know, that showed great confidence by Joe Jermaine, because when he threw that ball, Burley had yet to break back out of that route. They know Cleveland was really trying to press hard, take away that inside. Burley tried to beat him over the top and then turned out. And you see Jermaine letting that go before Burley was even open. So here goes Burley across the top. Ball's in the air now before he ever comes out of that break. Nice pass, nice catch, good execution.
Sure was.
1-minute timing rules are now in effect. Utah has no timeout. San Jose has 1 timeout. This is a media timeout.
So we'll take the timeout for the 1 minute remaining, and 47-28. And this game is pretty much out of reach now for the San Jose SaberCats. Yes, strange things have happened, but have they happened stranger than this? We'll come back. 47-28, the extra point coming right at the 1 minute mark remaining to be played in this ball game. Vidatic, who has been sensational all night, will try to add yet another point and make it a 48-28 ball game, which he does. Out of the hold of Jason Gesser. Gesser, the backup quarterback now to Joe Jermaine. Gesser, of course, put up huge numbers at Washington State.
Oh, yeah, great college quarterback. Offensive co-player of the year, 2002 in the Pac-10, along with Carson Palmer. Good football player in his own right. So they got a couple beauties there in Utah, and a great coach to coach him. You know, think about that. That kind of talent with Danny White out there coaching you. They're in pretty good shape at that spot.
I'll say. And there are the numbers that we were just talking about. Co-player of the year with Carson Palmer.
I remember watching him play in college. He was nice. I'm sure you called a couple of his games.
Yeah, I called a lot of. Didn't he take him to the Rose Bowl?
Yeah, he did.
And Gesser played in that game, but really shouldn't have. I think he had a separated shoulder in that game, and they got beaten pretty soundly by Oklahoma. Came from Hawaii to Washington State, something I've never quite understood.
Wow. That's quite a trip.
Yes, it is.
Welcome to the Palouse. Maybe he was tired of the beach. Who knows?
Well, the basketball player up there at Washington State right now, Derek Lowe, they're probably their best player, also from Hawaii. He's a 3-time player of the year in Hawaii. That's going to go out of the end zone. And again, Vidatic just doing a wonderful job.
He's a great kicker. Yeah, I mean, he has been an outstanding kicker in this league for a long time. It's always amazing to me, guys that have been as good as Steve has and not at least getting a shot at the next level, because think about how accurate you have to be in this league. 9-foot posts. I mean, you really have to be good. Kicking them off the nets, hitting them every time.
Absolutely. I mean, that's... Maybe just doesn't have a strong enough leg.
Maybe. I don't know. I've seen him kick some pretty big balls.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, he looks like the whole package.
Yeah.
And you said it earlier, he looks like a football player.
Yeah, he's
like
a great team guy. He's a guy that you love to have on your team.
So Grieve out of his own end zone, just going for it all here, and overthrows Floyd by plenty.
Missed him. And that's that pass rush. That is the pass rush that's been hitting him all night long. Grieve was not comfortable back there, had jittery feet, and just said, I'm going to throw it up. I'm not going to take this shot again. And really didn't give his guy a chance, because that ball was 4 rows deep in the stands by the time it came down.
So it's 2nd down at the 5-yard line and a 20-point deficit. Underneath it, Coleman. Paulie was running loose downfield.
Yeah, if Grieve felt comfortable that he had time to set his feet, there was nobody back there with Paulie. Justin Skaggs had actually jumped up and sat down. And Charles Paulie wide open for a touchdown. But again, that's what pass rush does to a quarterback. You feel like you have to get rid of the ball right now. That's how Grieve's feeling. Top that off the fact that he doesn't want to burn any time off the clock.
Exactly. Grieve again has to unload early to Coleman, short of the first down at midfield.
So now 1 minute timing rules. Now when the ball goes out of bounds like that, and I say out of bounds, when a guy gets knocked into the wall for out of bounds, or if he were to extend the ball into the wall intentionally or extend the ball over the wall intentionally, now that stops the clock.
So 46 seconds left. And the Cats need one of those 20-point touchdowns.
Yes. They still hand those out?
I don't think so. Here's Grebe, steps up, throws. Ball's caught by Pawley at the 15. Now the clock will keep ticking here. 37,
You can
36.
get on the ball and kill the clock, spike it, or get a play called.
They only have one timeout remaining. .26 seconds. And a quick toss to Floyd, and Floyd will get it down to about the 6-yard line, and Grebe's going to be slow to get up here.
And that is not what you want to do at this point in the game.
And Grebe having trouble walking here. He is up and able to put some weight on. It looked like it was his right leg.
You know, you can say it's all but over at this point. 16 seconds left, and Mark Grebe still doesn't want to come out of the game. He wants to drive it down and get this touchdown. That's a competitor.
Let's see what happened here. Maybe his own teammate rolled up on him.
Throws the quick pass, and he just got popped. You know, one of his linemen up front there. Pass protect, and they extend that leg back and just hit him right in the ankle. Just kind of tweak that ankle out a little bit.
They are going to take Grebe out here. There's no reason to risk further injury at this point. 16 ticks remaining. Stoney Case will come on.
Yeah, get some ice on that right away.
Now, Stoney had a distinguished college career also.
Yeah, his first season out here, spent 2 years down with Tampa under coach Tim Markham.
WAC Player of the Year back in 1995. Second down. Case straight back, throws, end zone. Pawley makes the catch, touchdown. Oh, 1 for 1 for Casey.
That's a heck of a quarterback rating.
Yeah, pretty good. With 11 seconds remaining.
Fired a nice strike, just a little smash route. Pawley coming in, getting a little push off there, and Stoney delivered a nice ball to the outside. I tell you what, it is not easy to come off the bench in the Arena Football League as a quarterback, because think about this, in the big field, you can warm up on the sideline. You have no sideline in Arena Football.
No, that's
you come
right.
off the bench, you haven't thrown a football for 40 minutes, and all of a sudden you're supposed to throw a strike.
And he did. Drilled it, too. 2-point try. And Case this time lost the handle. Now he picks it up, throws to the end zone, and it's caught by Coleman. Flags are down everywhere.
I've got to imagine that's going to be an illegal rush. When that ball hits the ground, all of a sudden everybody gets out of their pass rushing lanes.
I think
if it is, SaberCats will decline it.
Right, of course. It's
get their 2-point play. Go for the onside kick. Yeah, Jack linebacker rushed on the fumble. Justin Skaggs.
Illegal formation on the offense.
Well, there you are.
The tight end was covered. Penalty's 5 yards. Repeat the try.
So when they say a tight end was covered, your tight end is an eligible receiver. Receivers to his side have to be off the line of scrimmage. If one of the receivers to his side was on the line of scrimmage, then your tight end is covered. So in this case, I guess your tight end is covered. So I guess they're signaling your tight end's up here because all your receivers are to this side. So clearly this receiver's on the line of scrimmage. They're saying he's covered, and there is no eligible receiver on the far side of the field.
So now they'll just go for 1 here. Schmitz will try it. And makes it good. So it's a 48-35 game with 11 seconds left. Looked like Mark Grebe said it was his foot.
Yeah.
He seems to be in some pain.
Yep. Stoney Case, first touchdown as a SaberCat here. Just throws a strike on that smash route. Nice ball. about meat locker cold coming off the bench. Reed clearly not happy right now.
No, he's not. Tough night for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, on top of the injury, obviously, Mark Grieve is not used to losing.
No, that's right. I mean, he's had a very inexperienced receiving core to throw to tonight.
You lose Hundon, you see Rodney Wright right there in front. Lose Wright to a toe. And you got a lot of pressure from that Utah pass rush. That's a tough way to start off the season as a quarterback.
Sure is.
And then add the insult to injury with one of your own linemen stepping on your foot.
They drive this to Burley rather, and he has trouble handling it. Finally does. Just going to try to run the clock out now, and clock will stop with 6 seconds remaining. So Danny White about to record his first victory in the very first game that this Utah franchise has played. First victory at Utah, but his 142nd overall.
Yeah, not a bad winning career. Only one season that wasn't a winning season down with Arizona when he was coaching down there. One of the premier elite coaches in this Arena Football League.
Joe Germain all the way at quarterback, very impressive tonight. They hand it off to Clemons, and that should do it. And it will. The clock runs down and runs out, and it's a 48-35 victory. The Utah Blaze have come out of the box flying. And for the San Jose SaberCats, I think it's kind of a back to the drawing board situation.
It is. I tell you what, they started off tough last year with a lot of injuries at that receiver position. They lost Omar Smith during the year. You know, they're going to have to find some answers pretty quick at that receiver spot. Hopefully James Rowe will be healthy enough to come back next week. Hopefully you can get Rodney Wright back, but not a promising start right now, especially with a young team. Remember, this is not the SaberCats that have won the championships in the past. It's a much younger team, so they got to get that confidence level up in a hurry. But this coaching staff can do it.
And I think a little work to be done on the offensive line, too. Big pass rush all night long by the Utah Blaze. Right now, let's go down to the field. Amy Gutierrez with Joe Germain. Amy?
Thanks, Barry. Great game tonight. Talk about all the things that went right, Joe.
Well, first and foremost, our offensive line did a great job protecting, and our defensive line did a great job of pressuring their quarterback. You know, and that is huge in this game. Receivers made some big plays for us. Our DBs made some big stops. Top to bottom, it was a pretty good first game.
Hunky Cooper gave an inspirational speech before the game. What did he say, and what did it mean to you?
Hunky not only means a lot to our franchise and the Arizona franchise, but the Arena League in general. I mean, we wanted to play this game for him. This is his first game that he's missed, really, since he's played arena football, and he's an inspiration to all of us, and we wanted to do this for him.
This is a new team, a new franchise. How do you develop chemistry with your receivers?
We have a real good group, core group of receivers that we have. A lot of us have played together before, and we have some guys that are new, and so it just takes time. It's a constant improvement during practice and just being around each other and being on the same page. It just takes time to do that.
All right, thanks, Joe. Let's go back upstairs to Mike and Barry.
All right, thanks very much, Amy. Thanks to Joe Germain. A big game for him. 6 touchdowns today for Joe Germain, and his team wins it 48-35. We will come back to the HP Pavilion and wrap it up right after this.
Is the
at HP Pavilion, and a very auspicious beginning for the Utah Blaze franchise. And Mike, I suppose you have to say for San Jose, it is a first game.
Yeah, it is a first game. A lot of young guys getting used to this right now. A couple of big injuries. I think the bright side for San Jose, they're missing some of their best linemen. You know, Dan Loney was out with an injury. Chuck Reed was out tonight, so they're missing some guys that can protect. They'll come back off of that, and I think they'll protect much better. But they got to get those receivers back. The guy that Grieve, that guy right there, counts on to throw the ball to. If they don't get him the skill guys downfield, it's going to be a long season again for the SaberCats.
And every year, the talent level in this league gets better, and I think this Utah Blaze team is a team that's here for the here and now. Joe Germain, brilliant performance for him tonight. He scored, or rather threw for 6 touchdowns, and a lot of able receivers. Burley doing what Burley always does. Pace, a nice addition to this team as well. And of course, Danny White, one of the winningest coaches in Arena Football League history. Utah wins it 48-35. That's a wrap for us. For my partner Mike Pawlawski and Amy Gutierrez, I'm Barry Tompkins. You've been watching coverage of the Arena Football League on FSN.